Do or die. That's the situation for the Evansville Otters tonight in Game 3 and the final game of the Frontier League West Divisional Series. A win for the Otters, and they're on to the championship series against the Quebec Capitales. A loss, and in Game 100 of the year for the Otters, their season comes to an end. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sauget, Illinois, just outside of downtown St. Louis. It's a beautiful Sunday night for baseball in the series finale, the decider in the West Divisional Series against the Otters and the Grizzlies. Griffin Epstein here on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. It's great to be with you on this Sunday night. It's been an interesting first two games of this West Divisional Series between the winners of the West, the Grizzlies, I should say, and the Otters, who finished third. Evansville back-to-back comeback wins to start the postseason. First, a wild card win against Schaumburg last Tuesday in a do-or-die game, and then an unforgettable Thursday night at Bosse Field in the first home playoff game in 4 years for the Otters as Kona Quiggle hit a two-run home run to walk things off for the Otters in the ninth. Things started off great last night for the Otters. They scored 4 runs in the first inning, including a Quiggle 3-run home run, but things went south from there, especially for the Otters pitching staff. Gateway scored 5 runs in the third inning and led from there. Otters did trim the lead to 2, got the tying run on base in the 8th inning, but Grizzlies blew the game open with 8 runs in the 8th and ended up cruising to a 15-5 win to keep their season alive and force the series decider Game 3 tonight between the Otters and the Grizzlies. Evansville's biggest issue yesterday, hit by pitches. The Otters only allowed 9 hits to the 15 runs, but hits 5 Grizzlies and also allowed 7 walks. Certainly can't do that tonight, but the Otters will have their ace, Tim Holdgrafer, on the bump tonight. Time to meet the starting lineups. First for the Evansville Otters, Noah Myers is the Edward Jones leadoff batter and playing left field. Kona Quiggle bats second and plays center field. Jeffrey Baez bats third and plays right field. Dakota Phillips in the cleanup spot and playing first base. Easton Skinder bats fifth and plays second. Yomar Reyes batting sixth and playing third base. Bottom 3 in the Otters lineup, Gary Mattis, the designated hitter, Justin Felix, the catcher, and George Khalil, the shortstop, rounding out the lineup for the Otters. We'll break for the national anthem. First pitch on the other side, Game 3 of the Frontier League West Divisional Series between the Otters and the Grizzlies on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. National anthem by Patty McDaniel tonight here in Sauget, Illinois. Joey Gonzalez will make the start tonight for Gateway. He's out on the bump as the Grizzlies have just taken the field. 20th start of the year for Gonzalez. He's had an up-and-down season, 11-7, 11 wins you like to see, but a 5.11 ERA, 98 strikeouts, but also 49 walks, and a batting average against at .287. Gonzalez has had some really nice outings this season, including his last start last weekend against Lake Erie, went 7 strong innings, 10 strikeouts, just 2 runs allowed, and 8 hits against the Crushers. But Gonzalez not so good of a start against the Otters in his only time facing Evansville this season. He lasted just 3 innings, allowed 6 runs on 6 hits, and made it just 47 pitches before being pulled from the ballgame. 5-pitch mix for the 5'11 righty from Miami. Fastball, cutter, curveball, slider, and changeup. Only the second time the Otters seeing Gonzalez this season. Gateway's used their top 2 starting pitchers, Lucas Feinberg's on Tuesday night, or make it Thursday night in the series opener. And then last night, their ace Colin Sullivan. Evansville hoping to hit Gonzalez early tonight, while the Otters countering with their ace, Tim Holdgrafer, who will pitch in the bottom half of the first. Around the diamond for Gateway, Alex Hernandez catching for a second straight night for Gateway. Clint Freeman at first, Andrew Penner at second, Mark Vierling at shortstop, and DJ Stewart at third base. In the outfield, Kyle Goodell in left, Eric Rivera in center, and Jairus Richards in right. No changes around the diamond for Steve Brook and Gateway tonight. It's been a beautiful day here just outside of St. Louis, across the Mississippi River in Illinois. Haven't seen a cloud in the sky, and that continues tonight with the sun setting. 78 degrees here at first pitch. No wind at all. The American flag sitting flat on the flagpole out in right center field. And the sun is already dipped below the horizon to the west, so no sunshine to play any effect in the ball game tonight. Do or die. Winner moves on to face Quebec in the championship series. The loser's season is over. Noah Myers digs into the left-handed batter's box. Gonzalez ready on the bump. Sidesteps, kicks, and throws. First pitch outside for a ball, and we're underway here at 7:05 local time in Sauget. Left-handed batting Myers, the Frontier League Rookie of the Year. Gonzalez at the belt, brown beige glove, sidesteps and throws. A fastball on the outside corner, 1-1 to Myers. All artificial turf field here at Grizzlies Ballpark, and one of the smallest parks in the league. Just 301 down the right field line, 318 down the left field line. 1-1. Breaking ball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Myers. 400 to straightaway center. There's a 15-foot high wall from center all the way to left, but it's just a 3-foot high wall all the way down the right field side. 2-1. Fly left side and out of play. 2-2. Saw 3 home runs hit last night. Otters hit 2 of them. Kona Quiggle, a 3-run homer in the first. Dakota Phillips is solo. And DJ Stewart had a 3-run home run in the big 8th inning for Gateway. All those homers were to right field. 2-2 count to Myers. Pitch home. Popped up, left side in foul territory, and drifting out of play. A smaller crowd than last night here at Grizzlies Ballpark, but still nice amount of fans here in attendance on this Sunday night, and a fair amount of Otter fans have again made the trip for a second straight night right behind the Otters dugout. 2-2. Slice left side down the line and right into the Evansville bullpen. Was that caught? I think it was caught. Parker Proms made the barehanded catch. Yep, he's caught it in his hand, and now he tosses it to a kid up on the concourse. He made the catch and then had no reaction. The no reaction celebration is maybe one of the better celebrations. 2-2 sail side, a full count. Now while the guys are looking at Brahms, like, did you really catch that? What were you thinking? Full count to Myers with nobody on here in the top of the first. Gonzalez home. Outside, ball 4. Myers leads off this do or die Game 3 of the West Divisional Series with a walk. Mentioning, by the way, Quebec will face the winner on Tuesday in the Stade Canac. Capitales just beat New Jersey 15-6, the final score. Quebec scored 5 in the second inning tonight and never looked back. Back-to-back blowouts for Quebec at home after being walked off in the first game of that series. So whoever wins tonight will play at Quebec to kick off the championship series on Tuesday. Kona Quiggle steps in. Lefty takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Kona moved up in the lineup for Andy McCauley today. Batted 5th the first 2 games of this series. Now batting 2nd here tonight. What a series he's had. Back-to-back games with the 3-run home run. Gonzalez nods and throws. Breaking ball on the inside corner, 1-1. A walk-off home run on Thursday night at Bosse Field for Quiggle, and then a 3-run jack in the first inning last night. Gonzalez nods and throws. Breaking ball outside, 2-1 to Quiggle. Kona's hit 4 home runs in his last 9 games played, and they've all been against Gateway, 3 of the 4 homers here at Grizzlies Ballpark. Loves playing here. Myers at first, nobody out, just underway in the top of the first. Gonzalez from the stretch delivers. Flied left side and off the top of the netting. 2-2. Some good long at-bats here by the Otters to start the ball game this evening. Evansville's ace, Tim Holdgrafer, on the bump on the other side. Gateway going with Gonzalez, who's been the 3rd or 4th guy in the rotation most of the time this season. His first appearance of the postseason. 2-2. Myers takes off, but it's fouled away straight back. Lights are on, sun is set behind the St. Louis skyline to the west. Lights just starting to come into effect. A few scattered clouds showing some orange and magenta hues off to the west. A navy blue haze rising from the eastern skyline. 2-2. Low, and Quiggle works it full. Otters took game 1 of this series 4-3 at Bosse on Thursday, walking it off. It was a close ball game last night until the bottom of the 8th. Gateway scored 8 to blow it open for a 15-5 win. All comes down to tonight. Gonzalez steps off, pickoff throw back to first, and Myers dives back in safely to first base. Full count coming from Gonzalez. Sets and throws. Popped up high in the air behind home plate and out of play. Myers took off. Left to head back to first. Myers worked it full before working a walk. And now the 8th pitch of the at-bat upcoming from Gonzalez to Quiggle. What a way for the Otters batters to introduce Joey Gonzalez to some playoff baseball. Another payoff home. Myers takes off, line right side, fair ball, and this ball will roll all the way to the wall. Myers hustling to third. He's going to be sent. The throw coming into second. Quiggle is safe. Myers slides home safely, and the Otters strike first again. What an at-bat by Kona Quiggle on the 8th pitch of the at-bat, lining one through the 4-3 hole, and it's skated all the way to the wall. Evansville has scored first in all 4 playoff games. 5 games in a row going back to the regular season, scoring in the first inning. Myers worked a walk on a full count, and Kona Quiggle on the 8th pitch of the at-bat, smashing one through the 4-3 hole. Still nobody out, brings up the ready Jeffrey Baez. Gonzalez home, the pitch misses inside, 1-0. Otters scored 4 in the first yesterday, but Gateway quickly clawed back by the 3rd inning to take the lead. Gonzalez looking back at Quiggle at second and home. Baez chops it left side, coming in Stewart, the third baseman. Looks back, Quiggle to the bag and throws to first to get Baez. One away for Gonzalez and the Grizzlies in the top of the first. 1-0 Otters. One away, and it brings up Dakota Phillips, lefty first baseman for Evansville. Otters are in all grays for the 2nd straight night. Otters written in blue script across the chest, blue numerals on the back, and a navy blue belt. All gray pants with no piping, and a black helmet with the blue E on the front. 3rd lefty for Gonzalez to face. The righty home, and Phillips flies it left side foul. Grizzlies in white uniforms, blue sleeves with blue numerals on the back and small on the front. Gateway or Grizzlies make it, written in navy blue across the chest. Blue piping on the top half of the jersey, but all white pants with no piping. A dark navy blue hat with the brown Grizzly logo on the front and a navy blue brim. 0-1. Low. 1-1 strike to Dakota Phillips. 1-0 Otters in the top of the first. Evansville has made a habit of it all season. Quick starts, especially scoring in the first inning. In the regular season, the Otters scored in the first inning in 43% of games. 43% of games the Otters scored in the first. It's a remarkable number. 1-1. Fouled straight back off the head of the bat. 1-2 to Phillips. A good habit to have in the postseason, though oddly enough, the Otters, all 3 games in this postseason, they've scored first in the first inning, and then quickly that lead has been relinquished a couple innings later. And the Otters in the first 2 games came from behind to win. Gateway coming from behind with 5 in the third yesterday, never letting up a lead. Gonzalez looks back at second, and the pitch home. Swing and a miss. Slider in, strikes out Phillips, 2 away. Two outs, Quiggle still at second as it brings up Ethan Skinder. 18 pitches, making 22 pitches already for Gonzalez here in the first inning. Relatively well-rested bullpen, though, for Gateway. While they've used almost all their arms in this series, almost no one has been used for an extended period of time. Righty Skinder takes the first pitch low, 1-0. Only one arm last night that was used for an inning. That was Alec Whaley. Even he only faced 4 batters, as Grizzlies ace Colin Sullivan ended up working 6 innings. Otters bullpen is a little bit more tired. They used 5 different arms last night after Zach Smith only made it through 2 innings. Gonzalez looks back at Quiggle at second, and the pitch home. A fastball on the outside corner, 1-1 to Skinder. Grizzlies 1. Or Otters 1, make it. Grizzlies nothing. Just in the top of the first. They berth in the championship series on the line tonight. Lights into about 60% effect here at Grizzlies Ballpark. 1-1. Foul down the third base line and picked up by Gonzalez. Stayed fair for longer than I expected. A pitch in on the hands of Skinder. Eventually kicked to the left by the time the pitcher Gonzalez got to it. Stays 1-2. Long walk back for Skinder, back to the batter's box. Gateway 1, Evansville 0. Quebec has 1 at the Stade Canuck. Another dominant victory over New Jersey, 15-6. Capitales, imagine, are celebrating right now. Probably a bunch of them will be tuning in pretty soon to watch who they'll be playing and welcoming into the Stade Canuck on Tuesday night. 1-2 count still to Gonzalez to Skinder. Gonzalez winds home. Chopped foul off the end of the bat. No, Skinder never made contact with it. It goes back to the backstop. And Skinder's going to be safe at first on a swinging strike 3 that got past Hernandez. A swing and a miss on the ball in the turf got by Hernandez. It's a big backstop here at Grizzlies Park, and as soon as that got by Hernandez, he was going to have no chance to get Skinder. So that keeps the inning going. A swinging strike 3, but Skinder gets to first on the pass ball. Quiggle at third. Skinder at first with 2 outs, brings up Yomar Reyes. 1-0 Otters in the top of the first. Gonzalez home. Reyes grounds it foul. Yomar trying to find some success here in the postseason. It's been a quiet start for Yomar in his Frontier League playoff debut. Combined 0 for 9 over the first 3 games. Was hit by a pitch last night. Only time he's reached so far in 2 games against Gateway. 0-1 count, ready on ready matchup. Pitch home. Breaking ball misses low. Good stop by Hernandez, 1-1. Evansville trying to make their 7th appearance in the Frontier League Championship Series. Their first since winning it in 2016. 1-1. Inside, 2-1 to Reyes. Otters doing a great job of working up the pitch count here for Joey Gonzalez in his very first inning of work. Former Tri-City Valley Cat had a 3.63 ERA last year with the Valley Cats, but hasn't found as much consistent success this year with the Grizzlies. Out of the stretch, Gonzalez home. Reyes hammers one high in the air to left center. Rivera back, looking up at the warning track, makes the catch. Reyes hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark in Triples Alley in left center. The worst place to hit it, and Rivera got there to make the catch a step from the wall. Otters strike first, though, in the first. Kona Quiggle does it again, an RBI double, and it's 1-0 Otters as Tim Holdgrafer takes the mound for the Otters on the Evansville Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bottom of the first inning, the winner-take-all Game 3 of the Frontier League West Divisional Series between the Otters and the Grizzlies. 1-0 Evansville. As we go to the bottom of the first, we'll introduce you quickly to the Gateway starting lineup. Jairus Richards leads off and plays right field for Gateway. Eric Rivera bats second and plays center field. Peter Zimmerman batting third and the designated hitter. Clint Freeman in the cleanup spot and playing first base. Andrew Penner bats fifth and plays second base. Kyle Goodell batting sixth and playing left field. Bottom three in the Grizzlies lineup: DJ Stewart, the third baseman, Mark Fearling, the shortstop, and Alex Hernandez, the catcher. Rounding out the lineup for Gateway, this is the identical starting lineup for Steve Brook and the Grizzlies from yesterday when they had a 15-run outburst. The Otters ace Tim Holdgrafer on the bump. Tim making his second start of the postseason. He wasn't up to his best stuff in the Frontier League West wildcard game on Tuesday against Schaumburg. Lasted just 4 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, and had an uncharacteristic 3 walks. Lefty Jairus Richards digs in for Gateway. Holdgrafer ready on the bump in his first pitch home. A cutter on the outside corner for his strike. 1-0 Otters here in the bottom of the first. The Otters hoping that their ace, who's been dominant for good portions of the season, has his best stuff tonight to lead the Otters to the championship series. 0-1, a cutter again at the knees for his strike, going 2. Fastball, cutter, slider. Holdgrafer throws about 80% cutters. Black glove for Holdgrafer. Peeping in from the side from Felix. Turns and fires. Lunged and popped up into left field. Myers a few steps in, circling under the ball. Makes the catch, 1 away. Around the diamond for the Otters, Noah Myers in left, Kona Quiggle in center, and Jeffrey Baez in right field. Omar Reyes at third base, George Khalil at short, Ethan Skinner at second, Dakota Phillips at first, and Justin Felix catching. No changes on the diamond for the Otters from yesterday. Felix behind the plate catching Holdgrafer. It's the 5th consecutive start. Felix is the battery partner for Holdgrafer. Eric Rivera steps up, righty batter for Gateway, and takes a first pitch strike on a fastball from Holdgrafer. 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the first. 1-0 Otters. Holdgrafer kicks and delivers. Popped up into left center. Baez racing over and making the jogging catch. 2 quick outs for Holdgrafer here in the first. 3.64 ERA for Holdgrafer with Felix as his battery partner. That pitcher-catcher battery is powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. 2 outs, nobody on for the righty Peter Zimmerman. Ready on ready matchup. Holdgrafer home, and a fastball misses outside. A little bit of a shift here from the Otters. Ethan Skinder, the second baseman, is shaded up the middle, standing with his heels on the center field grass. And the outfield is all three outfielders shaded a few steps to their left. 1-0, misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Khalil, the shortstop, as well, a little bit further to his left towards third base than normal. There's a huge hole on the right side between Phillips at first and Skinder standing out in center field. 2-0. Breaking ball inside. 3 balls and no strikes to Zimmerman. Command is huge for Tim Holdgrafer. Only 23 walks and 126 in a third innings pitch this season, counting his postseason start. 3-0. Fastball on the outside corner, 3-1. For the most part, Tim's just doesn't walk anyone, but when he does, like his 3 walks against Schaumburg on Tuesday, does not have as much success. 3-1. Lined left side over the glove of Khalil and into left field. Over is Myers to cut it off, and Zimmerman reaches first with a 2-out single. Zimmerman at first with 2 outs brings up Clint Freeman. Our umpires, by the way, today, Mike Fitcher is behind home plate, Jim Shaley at third, and Mike Weinstein at first. Everyone rotating a spot from yesterday. It's been the same 3 guys for all 3 games of this West Divisional Series. 2 outs, Zimmerman at first. Lefty Clint Freeman is the batter. Holdgrafer nods and throws. A cutter right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. Holdgrafer's going to allow hits. That's not the worry for the Otters. It is a concern, though, if he starts falling behind to a lot of batters. 0-1. Grounded right side and bouncing over the Gateway dugout, 0-2. Holdgrafer's batting average against .260 isn't that great, but a 2.65 ERA, 4th best in the league among qualifying pitchers. Comfortable working out of the stretch with runners on. He just never seems to give up that big swing, that crooked number. 0-2. In the dirt, skips away from Felix and rolls in front of the Gateway dugout. Zimmerman jogs down to second base. Felix couldn't keep it in front of him. So Zimmerman in scoring position with 2 outs, but it's a 1-2 count to Freeman. Lights pretty much into full effect. Navy blue hue is crossing across the canvas this evening here in Sauget. Holdgrafer out of the stretch, looking in for the sign from Felix. 1-2. Lined left side off the top of the screen. Tim's last start of the regular season was here at Gateway, and it was his best of the year. 9 innings shutout, 6 strikeouts, no walks, allowed 6 hits, but just 1 extra base hit. There's only 1 time in that start, only 2 times in that start make it even at a runner in scoring position. He's dealing with that here in the first. The 1-2, flied left side and out of play. San Diego cool, Tim Holdgrafer. That's defined his starts all season. 8 shutout outings. All 6 innings are longer, and 4 8-inning shutouts this season, counting that complete game shutout against Gateway to finish the regular season. Still a 1-2 count to Freeman. Holdgrafer looks back at second and home. Swing and a miss. Fastball up. Strikes out Freeman. The first German-American bank strikeout of the night for Holdgrafer ends the first inning. 1 inning played. Otters 1, Grizzlies nothing. Game 3 of the West Divisional Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Top of the second in Game 3, the final game. Winner take all of the Frontier League West Divisional Series. Winner moves on to take on Quebec in the Championship Series. And the Otters off to a good start, a 1-0 lead over the Grizzlies. Kona Quiggle took Joey Gonzalez 8 pitches deep before an RBI double to score Noah Myers. And Tim Holdgrafer worked around a 2-out base hit for a clean first inning from the bump. Gary Mattis leads off righty for the Otters in the second, taking all the way. A first pitch strike from Joey Gonzalez, the Gateway pitcher. Low crouch in the right-handed batter's box for Mattis. Blue batting gloves peeking out of his back right pockets. Pitch home, fly ball right side in foul territory, and it bounces off the side of the screen over the head of Freeman. A little knuckler off the end of the bat. Mattis will call time. Oh, 2. Popped up right side, high in the sky, and drifting out of play. Bounces onto the concourse up over 10 rows of seats. Some kids chase after it. Another good crowd. Grizzlies fans really did a nice job last night, making it feel like a road atmosphere for the Otters. Playoff game, 0-2. Slice foul and off the top of the screen. And whichever team wins this game is going to have to contend with the toughest atmosphere, in my opinion at least. And travel this summer to almost every Frontier League ballpark. The toughest atmosphere in the Frontier League at the Stade Canuck in Quebec. 0-2. Breaking ball outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mark Vierling didn't like that call, the shortstop, but the surrender Cobra, arms up over his head in disbelief at that call. 1-2 count to Mattis, 1-0 Otters in the top of the second. Gonzalez home. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Hernandez. He held on, 1 away. Hernandez bobbled it for a second, but kept it off the turf. And it's the second strikeout of the night for Gonzalez. 1 away brings up Justin Felix, the ready catcher for the Otters. 1-0 Evansville in the top of the second with the season on the line. Second time in these playoffs. Winner go home for the Otters. And a comeback 4-3 win on Tuesday against Schaumburg. And the winner go home wildcard game in Chicago. As Felix takes the first pitch strike on a looping curveball from Gonzalez. Ready, working on the first base side of the rubber out of the windup and home. Breaking ball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Talk about the Stade Canuck in Quebec. It almost feels like a soccer atmosphere. Drums, constant cheering. They love their baseball and they love their Capitales. 1-1. Inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. It was an electric atmosphere when the Otters were there in May. That was in May, 2 weeks into the regular season. Can only imagine what it will be like for a championship series that either the Grizzlies or Otters will face starting on Tuesday night up in the French-Canadian province. 2-1, popped up right side and out of play. 2-2 to Felix. First 2 games will be at the Stade Canuck Tuesday and Wednesday night. And then the winner of tonight will host next weekend as many as 3 games. It's a best-of-5 championship series. West is guaranteed 1 game on Friday night, either here in Sauget or at Bossy Field in Evansville. 2-2. Grounded up the middle. Over is the shortstop, Vierling. He gloves it, throw to first, in time. Mark Vierling with a great play from short, ranging behind the second base bag to glove it. Tough off-balance throw, too, to beat Felix. Vierling has made a couple nice up-the-play gloves and throws this weekend here in Sauget. Younger brother of Matt Vierling, current Detroit Tiger. Gifted athletic family, and he's shown it off with the glove at shortstop this weekend. 2 outs, nobody on. Gonzalez has retired the first 2 here of the second. He faces the ready shortstop, George Khalil. Gonzalez home. Khalil takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. 42nd pitch already tonight for Gonzalez here in just the second inning. 1-0 Otters in the top of the second. Salas looking in, sidesteps and throws. Khalil hammers one into center field. Rivera racing back, looking up, reaches up the glove and makes the running catch on the edge of the warning track. Otters sent down an order in the top of the second. Tim Holdgrafer back on the mound on the other side. 1-0 Evansville, middle of the second on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Welcome back to Grizzlies Ballpark. Bottom of the second inning, prime time for the series decider between Gateway and Evansville. The third and final game of the Frontier League West Divisional Series. 1-0 Evansville over Gateway. Otters scoring first for the fourth straight time to start the postseason. All been in the first inning. Kona Quiggle with an RBI double. Tim Holdgrafer for the Otters allowed just one hit, had a strikeout and two flyouts in the first inning of work. The Otters ace out to face the former Otter Andrew Penner to start the second. First pitch home, a fastball in for a strike at the knees to the ready Penner. Big night last night for so many in the Grizzlies starting lineup with 15 runs, a 5-run third, an 8-run eighth inning for Gateway. 0-1, grounded left side over is George Khalil, backhands, long throw to first, not in time. One hop to Phillips, who stretched to reel it in, but that was a nearly impossible throw to get there in time for a quick runner like Penner. Off balance, Khalil's forward momentum taking him all the way out into left field, not even really that far from the left field foul line. It took forever for that ball to finally reach the glove of Phillips. Infield base hit for Penner to lead off the bottom of the second, and it brings up the ready left fielder Kyle Goodell. Pitch home from Holdgrafer, a fastball at the knees for his strike, 0-1. Goodell batted in a run, a walk in his first start of the series yesterday. A 1. Check swing, appeal to first. Goodell held up. 1-1. Well, we talked about it in the pregame, but if you're just joining us, the Otters allowed 15 runs yesterday. It was tied for the most in any game this year for the Evansville, but a lot of it was self-inflicted. Otters pitching hit 5 batters and walked 7 Grizzlies. 1-1 home. Lined right side and down, base hit. One hops in front of Baez, who tosses it in right. Goodell lines one into right field. Back-to-back hits for the Grizzlies to start off the second. Nonetheless, as much as the Otters certainly shot themselves in the foot a few times last night, Gateway's offensive approach was relentless. Long at-bats, patience, the walks, and big hits when they needed to. 5 runs in the third to quickly erase a 4-run deficit, and then blowing open the game with an 8-run eighth inning. DJ Stewart helped blow the game open. He had a 3-run home run to cap off that eighth in his last at-bat. Reddy steps in, swings at the first pitch, drives it right side and down for a base hit. Baez quickly gloves it and throws it in. Held at third is Penner, but 3 straight singles for Gateway here in the second, and they've loaded the bases. Penner, Goodell, and Stewart, all singles. Bases are juice for the shortstop Mark Vierling and nobody out. This is Otters try to learn their lesson from last night. Don't let the inning spiral. 1 or 2 runs come across, that's okay, but 5 runs coming across in an inning typically costs you a ball game. Ready on ready matchup. Holdgrafer home, pitch misses outside, bounces away from Felix for a second. Quickly picks it up on the edge of the brown turf. 1-0 to the righty, Vierling. 1 for 3 yesterday, but he drove in 3 runs. He had a couple sac flies with the bases loaded. Finds himself in this position again. 5 RBIs already on the series for Vierling. Holdgrafer home. Swing and a miss. A slider from Holdgrafer. First time Tim's gone to the slider today. I use the slider a little bit more here for Holdgrafer. More of a swing and miss pitch. The base is loaded. Looking more for a strikeout here. Holdgrafer out of the stretch. 1-1. Line into center, racing in is Quiggle, and it bounces off his glove and down, base hit. 1 run will score, a second is in. Safe at second is Vierling. Quiggle in center never seemed certain if he wanted to dive for the ball, if he wanted to hold up and play it on a hop, and ended up kind of lunging at the baseball and couldn't make the catch. So Gateway takes a 2-1 lead. Penner scoring from third, Goodell from second, and it bounced away from Quiggle, and he had to run back a couple feet to grab it, and Vierling went all the way down to second base. Stewart at third, there's still nobody out. Gateway's taking a 2-1 lead here in the second. Max Peterson, the Otters pitching coach, out to have a conversation with Holdgrafer and the rest of the Otters infield. Will be ruled a single and then an error on Quiggle in center. Ball was probably going to find grass, but Quiggle having it get by him instead of probably just playing it on one hop, trying to lunge at it, allowing Vierling to take an extra base to second. 2 RBI base hit for Mark Vierling. Continues to have a big series. The ready catcher Alex Hernandez to the plate. Holdgrafer home. Hernandez grounds it left side. This should score another run. Khalil gloves it at short, throws to first. 1 away, but Stewart scores from third, and it's 3-1 Gateway. Hernandez putting the ball in play. That was most important for the Grizzlies. Otters get a much-needed first out. Vierling holds it second. 3 runs across for the Grizzlies. Back to the top of the order in Jairus Richards. Four straight singles to start the inning for this potent Gateway offense. Lefty Richards, Holdgrafer home, a cutter right at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Only 5 times this season out of 20 starts for Holdgrafer has he allowed more than 3 earned runs. It's been great dealing with adversity this year. 0-1. Swing and a miss, stayed with the cutter. Otters need Holdgrafer to settle back down and look like the ace that has guided the Otters' excellent pitching staff all season. Evansville finished best ERA, least runs allowed of any pitching staff in the West Division. 3-1 Gateway here in the bottom of the second. 0-2. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Richards. Vierling at second with 1 out, 3 runs across in the second inning for Gateway. Big deep breath by Holdgrafer on the bump. Looks back at second and fires home. Fouled straight back. Maybe the expectation should be a high-scoring game for tonight. Certainly was last night. Both of Quebec and New Jersey's last 2 games at the Stade Canac have been. At this point in the year, you have tired pitching staffs, worn down, weird schedules. Advantage is with the offenses. 1-2, cutter outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Richards. 2-2 home. Low and a full count to Richards. 4 straight singles to start the inning here for the second, in the second for Gateway to take a 3-1 lead. A full count now to the postseason Frontier League All-Set outfielder Jairus Richards. Payoff home. Swing and a miss. Cutter strikes down Richards, 2 away. A second German-American bank strikeout for Holdgrafer. Much needed second out, and it brings up the righty Eric Rivera. Holdgrafer and the Otters can get out of this inning without further damage. At this point, just a boost. Avoid something like a 5-run inning that Gateway had last night. Keep the lead at just 2 for the Grizzlies. Rivera flew out to right his first time to the plate. Ready on ready matchup, Holdgrafer home. Rivera takes outside, 1-0. Lights are under a full effect. Nighttime is fully descended on this Sunday night here in Sauget. Otters are hopping on a bus after the game no matter what. Gateway is hoping to hop on a plane tomorrow morning. 1-0. Cutter high, 2 balls and no strikes. Otters will either hop on a bus, start heading east towards Quebec. Hope to get there by Monday night. It's a 20-hour bus ride from here. Gateway is planning to fly if they win. And go play in the Stade Canucks starting Tuesday in the championship series. 2-0. Grounded left side over the head of Holdgrafer. Charging in Khalil, bare hands in and drops it. That was trouble off the bat. A high hopper to the left side, bounced over the head of Holdgrafer. You could see the panic on his face. And Khalil's only chance was a bare hand and throw to first. And Otters shortstop couldn't hold on to the baseball. Loose runners on the corners. Vierling to third, Rivera at first, and brings up Peter Zimmerman with 2 outs. Gateway trying to score more here in the second. It'll be a base hit for Rivera. Holdgrafer home. Fastball at the knees for his strike, 0-1. Otters took a quick lead again, 1 in the first, but Gateway has quickly responded just like last night. 3 already across in the second. Righty on righty matchup. Holdgrafer nods and delivers. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Six hits already for the Grizzlies. Holdgrafer just 6 hits and 9 total innings against Gateway in his last start here 2 weeks ago. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Slider strikes out Zimmerman, and the Otters get out of the inning without further damage. 3 runs come across for Gateway. They start the inning with 4 straight singles after 2 innings played in Game 3 of the Frontier League West wildcard game. Gateway 3, Evansville 1 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Top of the 3rd inning, do or die Game 3, Frontier League West wildcard game 3-1. Gateway over Evansville, a 3-run second inning for the Grizzlies. They had 5 singles off the Otters ace Tim Holdgrafer for another big inning for Gateway. Still just a 2-run lead, and the Otters offense will look to get back to work against the ready pitcher Joey Gonzalez. Top of the order, Noah Myers leads off for Evansville. First pitch home, misses low to the Frontier League Rookie of the Year. Myers walked back in the first and scored the Otters' first run of the game. Kona Quiggle doubled him home. Gonzalez at the belt, out of the windup and home. A looping breaking ball is a Buttes in for a strike at the knees, 1-1. Double for Quiggle, the Otters only hit so far against Gonzalez. 1-1. Lined right side, hard hit, racing over. Richards reaches out the glove, can't make the catch. It one-ups over the wall and into the grassy hill. A ground rule double for Noah Myers. A rocket off the bat of Myers. It's such a small right field, though, that Richards had a chance to make the catch. A dead sprint to his left, reached out the glove just outside of his reach, and it one-hopped easily over just the 3-foot-high wall in right here at Grizzlies Ballpark. A leadoff double for Noah Myers. Rookie of the Year continues an excellent postseason. He's at second with nobody out, and it brings up Kona Quiggle. Richards looks back at, or Gonzalez, excuse me, looks back at second in the pitch home. Quiggle swings and pops up the pitch into shallow center. Coming in Rivera, and he makes the catch. 1 out on 1 pitch there for Gonzalez. Myers stays at second. I want to make your lawn and landscape look like a field of dreams. Make sure you use 10 Bars Professional brand products. Pick them up at any of our 3 locations, beautifying the communities we live in and the grass we walk and play on, all since 1940. 1 away here in the third. Myers at second, brings up the ready right fielder Jeffrey Baez. Otters trail 3-1. Gonzalez working out of the stretch now. Myers down at second, who's got good speed. Myers dancing as the first pitch home. Inside to Baez, 1-0. It's been a terrific postseason so far for Baez. In 3 games, he has 5 hits and 4 batted in. And 1 for 2 last night with 2 walks, an RBI single in the first inning. 1-0 from Gonzalez. A high chopper left side. Stewart plays it back on a high hop. Long throw across to first. Gets Baez by a step. 2 away. Took a huge chop, but Stewart plays a great third base. Calmly fielded it, and a nice throw across the diamond for the second out. 2 away. Myers still at second, and it brings up the Otters all-star catcher Dakota Phillips, who's playing first for a second straight night. Dak hit a solo home run for the Otters back in the 6th inning yesterday. He's 1 for 6 in the series against Gateway. Gonzalez home to the lefty. A breaking ball inside, 1-0. That's pitch number 50 of the night for Joey Gonzalez. Gateway 3, Evansville 1. Do or die. Frontier League West Divisional Series, Game 3. Gonzalez home. Foul tip straight back. 1-1 to Phillips. Three runs in the second for Gateway. Off the Otters ace Tim Holdgrafer on 4 straight singles to start the inning. Good news for Evansville was it wasn't worse. Gateway really used 2 big innings yesterday to win. 5 runs in the third, 8 in the 8th inning. 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike to Phillips. Phillips takes a big, deep breath as he digs back into the left-handed batter's box. Black top to the bat, beige brown bottom. Waggling the bat softly above his head. It's 2-1, swing and a miss. Fastball up in the zone and a hefty hack from Phillips. 2-2. Gonzalez looking back at Myers at home. Line left side, past the shortstop, veering into left. Myers is sent. The throw is cut off on the infield, and Myers scores standing up. Evansville cuts the lead in half. A 2-out, 2-strike clutch base hit by the Otters all-star Dakota Phillips into left to make it 3-2. Bierling shaded up the middle with Myers at second, and that helped have a little more room for Phillips to get the baseball past the Grizzlies shortstop and into left. Myers easily scoring with 2 outs. So Phillips at first, 2 outs in the third, 3-2 now Gateway. Brings up Ethan Skinder, righty batter. Gonzalez home. Skinder takes a fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. Ethan struck out in the first, but reached first on a pass ball. It got away from Hernandez on the swinging strike 3. Oh, 1. Fastball high, 1 ball and 1 strike to Skinder. It's been a nice postseason so far for the Illinois native from Metamora, Illinois, outside of Peoria. Only a few hours from here. Has been playing in front of some friends and family the last couple days here in Sauget. Had a 1-for-4 night last night with a stolen base. 2 hits in the series opener. The 1-1 fouled straight back. 1-2 to Skinder. Phillips at first, 2 outs. Otters have scratched across a run here in the third to make it 3-2 Gateway. One-two from Gonzalez. Lunged and fouled down the right field line. Just a piece of it off the end of the bat is Skinder. Defensive swing to keep the at-bat going. Gonzalez steps back up. Right side of the rubber. Beige brown glove. Sets at the belt. Kicks and throws. Swing and a miss. Ball and a dart picked up by Hernandez. He tosses to first. It bounces off the glove of Freeman. And he kept the back foot on the bag somehow, though, as he picked it back up. And Skinder is out. Wow. Oh, Hernandez bounced the ball to Freeman. It bounced off his glove, but Freeman with an acrobatic play to keep his back foot on the first base bag and grab the ball as he was falling down just long enough to hold the ball, keep the foot on the bag before Skinder got there, nearly reaching for the second time tonight on a swinging strike 3. So that ends the third. The Otters get 1 run on 2 hits. It's 3-2 Gateway over Evansville on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bottom of the third inning in the series decider, the Frontier League West Divisional Series between Gateway and Evansville. Tim Holdgrafer back on the bump for the Otters, looking for a bounce-back third. It's 3-2 Gateway over Evansville. Holdgrafer allowed 3 runs on 5 singles in the second inning. First pitch home to Clint Freeman, the lefty, is chopped foul. 40th pitch of the night for Holdgrafer. He struck out 3, no walks, but Gateway together a couple nice at-bats. in the second. In order, too. The 0-1 fouled straight back 0-2. It's a simple case, but you string good at-bats together. You have one good at-bat against a pitcher like Holdgrafer every inning. You're probably never going to score a run. Holdgrafer great at keeping the ball down. He did allow a home run in his last outing against Schaumburg, but just 4 home runs allowed on the season. Gateway able to string 5 singles together in the second off the Otters ace. 0-2. Lunged and chopped right side in the Skinder. The Otters second baseman tosses to first, 1 away. Holdgrafer starts the third with a ground out. It brings up Andrew Penner, who spearheaded that big second inning for Gateway. Grounded one hard to the left side. George Khalil and an off-balance throw to first that didn't get into the mid of Phillips in time to beat Penner. Infield base hits. Ready on ready matchup. Holdgrafer out of the windup and home. A cutter just missed outside, according to Mike Fitcher. 1-0. Perfectly still night. Really a beautiful night here in Sauget, Illinois. Low 70s, no wind. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Can't ask for much more here in mid-September. It's about to get a whole lot colder real soon. 1-1 count to Penner. 1 out in the bottom of the third. Holdgrafer home. Penner slices it right side over the head of Phillips and down in right for a base hit. Not hard contact by Penner, but got enough off the inside of the bat over the head of Phillips and landing in shallow right. Baez tosses it in. Penner already a 2-hit night. Played with the Otters in 2021. He's had a nice series against his former team. 4 hits on the series for Penner. He's at first with 1 out. Brings up Kyle Goodell. Gateway 3, Evansville 2 in the bottom of the third. Pitch home to the righty Goodell. A cutter just misses outside. 1-0. Whoever goes to Quebec, it's going to be a whole lot colder up there in Canada. I was watching some of the New Jersey-Quebec Game 3. Starting that series earlier this afternoon. The 1-0 misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. A lot of long sleeves for the players. Undershirts. It was low 60s, a little bit damp and windy. Whole nother animal up north already in September. Summer is over. 2-0. At the letters for a strike on the cutter. 2-1 to Goodell. Holdgrafer hasn't walked anyone. He's still fallen behind more batters tonight than typical. Holdgrafer sets at the chest. Out of the stretch delivers. Swing and a miss. Nasty cutter in on the hands of Goodell. A half-hearted swing. 2-2. 3-2 Gateway. 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the third. 3 runs in the second for Gateway. Otters scored first, a run in the first inning, and then it added another in the third. Myers has scored both runs for Evansville. 2-2. Check swing on a slider outside. Goodell held up, and he's worked it full. Holdgrafer had a stretch 34 straight innings over 6 starts without giving up a walk. June 21st to August 4th did not walk a single batter. Full count here to Goodell. Holdgrafer delivers. Grounded left side and foul. Bouncing into the Otters bullpen and back out into left field for Myers to race after it and throw it along to a couple kids on the concourse. '50th pitch of the night here for Holdgrafer in the third. Second payoff. Kicks and fires. Popped up into left field. Coming in is Myers. Long run and can't make the sliding catch. It bounced off of his glove and onto the turf. A blooper off the bat of Goodell, falling quickly. Khalil went out, and Myers was trying to avoid colliding with him as well. A sliding play, and it bounced off of out of his glove and onto the turf. Well, the Grizzlies have made a couple Great fielding plays tonight, and the Otters really look at 3 different plays where, well, they're all ruled hits, so that's going to be ruled an error, in fact. But there were 2 other plays already tonight as DJ Stewart swings and misses. That could have been hits, or could have been outs, and the Otters were unable to make the play. It will be a single. Check that. It's not an easy play for Myers, but one in here in the playoffs that is tough to swallow when Goodell didn't hit the ball hard. 2 on, 1 out for DJ Stewart. 3-2 Gateway. The pitch home, popped up high in the air, right side in foul territory. Phillips, the first baseman, over under the baseball, makes the catch. A big second out of the third. Two away, Penner at second, Goodell at first. No runs across here in the third inning. Brings up the hot Mark Vierling, who drove in 2 with a bases loaded hit up the middle that Quiggle couldn't come up with the catch. Center. Shortstop is driven in 7 runs in this series now. Ready on ready matchup. Pitch home, chop left side and foul, 0-1. Gateway 3, Evansville 2, the 100th game of the year for the Otters. Finished 52-44 in the regular season, won the first 2 games of the postseason. Need to win tonight to avoid being eliminated. 0-1. A breaking ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mark Vierling. A lot of work for Holdgrafer here in the third. It almost 60 pitches already. Holdgrafer looks back at second in the pitch. Swing and a miss. The slider from Tim. Vierling chasing into the left-handed batter's box. So call time before the 1-2. Gateway has had a runner in scoring position in every inning. Feels a lot like last night. Grizzlies keeping the pressure on the Otters pitching staff, even if it's Evansville's ace. 1-2 home. Swing and a miss. Back to the slider. Vierling strikes out. And Holdgrafer escapes the jam with his 3rd strikeout of the night in the 3rd. 2 hits for the Grizzlies, no runs. We played the first 3 innings of baseball tonight in Game 3 of the Frontier League West wildcard game. Gateway 3, Evansville 2 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Three innings complete in the win or go home Game 3 of the Frontier League West wildcard game. Winner moves on to face Quebec in the championship series starting Tuesday up in Canada. It's a 3-2 lead for Gateway over Evansville. 3 runs in the 2nd inning for the Grizzlies. Otters have a run apiece in the 1st and the 3rd against the righty Joey Gonzalez. He's needed 59 pitches. Stenson University graduate. 3 innings, has allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. 2 doubles for the Otters. As they've keyed those run apiece in the first and the third. Myers walked in the first. Kona Quiggle doubled to right to score Myers. And then the Frontier League Rookie of the Year, Myers doubled, a ground rule double to lead off the third, and Dakota Phillips brought him home with a 2-out base hit. 6, 7, and 8 for the Otters will lead off in the top of the fourth. Omar Reyes starts things off for Evansville. It's been a tough playoff so far for this bottom half of the Otters lineup. Pitch home, the righty taking all the way for a strike on the outside corner. Reyes made good contact on his first at bat. Hard line out to pretty deep center field back in the first inning. 0-1. Hard grounder right side, backhanded by the second baseman. Penner collects, throws to first in time, 1 away. It's been smooth fielding all around for the Grizzlies this series. 4-3 ground out, 1 away in the fourth, brings up Gary Mattis. Struck out his first time, swinging back in the second inning. Ready on ready matchup, 1 out in the top of the fourth. Otters trail by 1. The first pitch home, a fastball at the letters for a strike, 0-1. Well, Gonzalez at 62 pitches. There is already a righty starting to throw for Gateway in their bullpen. Here in just the top of the fourth. 0-1. Breaking ball misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gateway has used 6 different arms out of their bullpen through the first 2 games of this series. 1-1. On the outside corner is strike 1 and 2. They really have a lot of confidence in a lot of different guys. Seabrook won't use them for long, but the Grizzlies feel pretty comfortable, I think, where their bullpen is at entering this evening. 1-2 count to Mattis. 1 out, nobody on. The pitch is stroked high in the air to left. Back is Goodell reaching up off the top of the wall. Mattis slips rounding first, and he's going to had to head back to first base with just a single. Man, nearly a home run for Mattis off the top half of the 15-foot high wall and left, but a really nice play by Goodell, who fielded it right off the wall, and Mattis slipped turning around first. It would have been a close play at second. Even though he hits it off the wall and left, he just gets a single. Otters dugout was ready to explode. They thought Mattis might have left the yard. First home run of the season it would have been, but he's on base at first with 1 out. Good speed as Justin Felix takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Otters righty catcher grounded out to short his first time to the plate. Felix looking for his first hit of the postseason. He's 0 for 5. Gonzalez home, swing and a miss. Slider from the righty from Miami, Joey Gonzalez. Tying run on base, go-ahead run at the plate for the Otters here in the top of the fourth. One pitch. Popped up high into the air in shallow center. Long run in for Rivera, but plenty of time under the baseball and makes the catch, 2 away. Now, if that's softly hit, that ball might get down, but Felix popped it up a mile high into the air. And plenty of time for the center fielder to get in and make the play. 2 away brings up George Khalil, who flew out to center his first time to the plate. 3-2 Gateway in front, 2 outs in the top of the fourth. Righty continuing to throw in the Gateway bullpen. Gonzalez at 68 pitches. Ready on ready matchup. Gonzalez out of the stretch and home. Khalil grounds it softly left side. Coming in Stewart, third baseman, gloves it, throws it to first to retire the side. 1 hit, no runs in the fourth for the Otters. They trail 3-2 in Game 3 of the Frontier League West Divisional Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bottom four from Grizzlies Ballpark in Sauget, Illinois, just outside of St. Louis. Do or die playoff game, finale of the West Divisional Series between Gateway and Evansville. 3-2 lead for the Grizzlies over the Otters. 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors for Gateway. 2 runs on 4 hits, 1 error for Evansville. Tim Holdgrafer worked out of some trouble both the first and the third inning. Runner got in scoring position for Gateway, didn't allow a run. Grizzlies, however, had 5 singles in the second to score 3 runs. Alex Hernandez leads off for Gateway and takes a first pitch strike from Holdgrafer. High set for Tim, out of the windup, the pitch. Chopped off the end of the bat down the first base line. Will stay fair. Picked up by Holdgrafer underhand toss to first to get Hernandez one away in the 4th. Appreciate everyone tuning in on the Otters Digital Network. Had some questions posed in the chat tonight. Game is being simulcast on Flow Sports. The excellent Grizzlies production team this evening. It is not free this evening, but it is on Flow Sports if you'd like to pay a small fee to watch the game with some accompanying pictures. 1 out, nobody on. Jairus Richards, the leadoff batter. Lefty stands in for Gateway. Holdgrafer home. This is low. 1-0 to Richards, who's 0 for 2 today. A fly out and a strikeout. Tim on the first base side of the rubber. Turns, kicks, and throws. Cutter catches the outside black. 1-1. Mentioned the East hosting the first 2 games of the championship series. It'll be Tuesday and Wednesday night at Quebec. The West will host as many as 3 games Friday through next Sunday. 1-1. Outside, 2 balls to 1 strike. The Frontier League changed the format up this year. Last year, whichever team had the best record out of the 2 in the championship series would get to have home field advantage, get to have as many as 3 games to finish the series at their place. 2-1. Breaking ball on the inside corner, 2-2 to Richards. This year, though, to make travel plans a little bit easier, the Frontier League randomly selected a division to host the last 3 games. 2-2, swing and a miss. Cutter strikes out Richards, back-to-back, really nice at-bats from Holdgrafer. He's done a nice job with Jairus Richards, all Frontier League outfielder. Struck him out twice. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Forced strikeout for Holdgrafer. 2 outs in the 4th. It brings up the righty Eric Rivera. So the East and the West will alternate who has home field advantage in the championship series going forward in the Frontier League. So next year the East will have home field advantage. So Rivera takes the outside 1-0. However, the West team is only guaranteed 1 game. It's a best-of-5 series, so games 4 and 5 only if necessary. 1-0 from Holdgrafer. Rivera takes low, 2-0. If you have other questions about anything about the Otters or life, I'm not a great expert, but I can try to answer your queries if you put them in the chat on the Otters Digital Network. And if you want to let us know where you're tuning in from as well, I'll give you a shout out on the air. 2-0. Inside, 3 balls and no strikes to Rivera. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 4th. Grizzlies 3, Otters 2. Holdgrafer looking for his first in-order inning of the night. 3-0. Outside corner for his strike. Rivera taking all the way, 3-1. Next pitch will be the 70th of the night for Holdgrafer. Still only here in the fourth. It's a tired Otters bullpen, too. 3-1. Outside, ball 4. The first walk of the night for Holdgrafer. Rivera aboard with 2 outs here in the fourth. Rarely see Tim Holdgrafer fall behind 3-0. Rivera at first, 2 outs. Peter Zimmerman, the righty designated hitter, comes to the plate. 1 for 2 today, base hit back in the first. Pitch home, takes slow, 1-0. Guess it's appropriate, the walk-up song today for Zimmerman, the NFL on Fox theme song. The first full day of the NFL across the nation on this Sunday in September. Holdgrafer nods and throws. Zimmerman hits one hard left side, but right at George Khalil, sets and tosses to first, or tosses to second, make it for the force out, beating Rivera there. 6-4 ground out, retires the side in the fourth. First inning, the Grizzlies have no hits, just 1 walk, no runs, and we've played 4 innings tonight. Gateway 3, Evansville 2 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Top of the 5th inning from Grizzlies Ballpark. Winner take all, Game 3 of the Frontier League West wildcard game. Winner moving on to the championship series. The Otters trying to get to the championship series for the first time since 2016, when they won it all for their second ever Frontier League crown. 3-2, Gateway in front, a 3-run second for the Grizzlies. 1 in the first, 1 in the third for the Otters. And our first full scoreless inning just occurring in the fourth. Noah Myers will lead off for the Otters. Top of the order for Evansville in the top of the 5th. Myers has both runs for Evansville, a walk in the first and scored. Ground rule double in the third and came around to score. Pitch home to the lefty, fastball misses outside, 1-0. 70th pitch of the night for the Gateway starter, Joey Gonzalez. After there was a righty warming up last inning, everyone sat back down now in the Gateway bullpen. 1-0, breaking ball on the outside corner, 1-1. 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors for Gateway. 2 runs on 4 hits, 1 error for Evansville. Gonzalez sidesteps and delivers. Swing and a miss by Myers. Changeup falling out of the zone, 1-2. Myers will call time and reset his white batting gloves. Gonzalez shakes off the first sign from Hernandez. Now he's got it. Sets and fires. Inside, and it hit Myers. Hit him off the right leg. A breaking ball inside, and Myers aboard for the 3rd time today. A leadoff machine all season for the Otters, the Frontier League Rookie of the Year. Just finds a way to get on base. Finished in the top 10 in the league with a .438 on base percentage. That was 5th best in the league. He's been on base all 3 times today in a do-or-die game for Evansville. That's going to bring out a mound visit with Nick Kennedy, the Gateway pitching coach, walking out to chat with Joey Gonzalez. Myers at first, nobody out. Top of the 5th, and the Otters trailing 3-2. Kona Quiggle coming to the plate. Great to have everyone tuning in the Otters Digital Network. Noah tuning in from Indy, Maddie tuning in from Avon, Ohio. Otters and the Otters faithful hoping for a trip back to the Frontier League Championship Series starting Tuesday in Quebec. What a ride it's been this season for the Otters. A lot of ups and downs, but Evansville has stayed so resilient, and they've seemingly bounced back from any adversity this season. Otters 29-14 when coming off a loss in the regular season. Otters only had 2 losing streaks of 3 games or longer all year. Meaning concludes, Gonzalez back on the bump, Quiggle in the left-handed batter's box. Pitch home, a fastball outside, 1-0. Otters have scratched across 1 run in the first 2 odd-numbered innings of this ball game. 1 in the first, 1 in the third. Can they get another here in the 5th? Gonzalez turns around, pickoff throw to first, and Myers ahead for a slide back into the bag without attack. Otters haven't yet chested the arm of Alex Hernandez. Hernandez was terrific on Thursday night at Bosse Field. He threw out 2 of 3 Otters runners stealing. 3-stride lead at first for Myers, the 1-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Last night, the Otters were not as aggressive. Just 1 stolen base attempt. It was Ethan Skinder who reached safely. No stolen base tries tonight. 2-0 count to Quiggle. Gonzalez home. Outside corner. Strike. Wow. Late call by Mike Fitcher. I thought it was a ball, and almost like Mike Fitcher thought it was a ball, and then changed his mind at the last moment. It's been a big strike zone tonight by Fitcher. He's been consistent. 2-1 count to Quiggle. Gonzalez nods and throws. Myers takes off. Good pitch to take off on, and he's easily, safely into second. A breaking ball outside, and Hernandez with a nice throw, but no chance to catch Myers. Fearling's tag late on the head first slide into the bag by the Frontier League Rookie of the Year. So he's in scoring position with nobody out, and it's a 3-1 count now to Quiggle. Jeffrey Baez on deck for the Otters. 3-2 Gateway lead in the top of the 5th. Tense moments here at Grizzlies Ballpark. Three-one. Swing and a miss. Big fastball by Gonzalez. And the count goes full to Quiggle, who will call time and reset the batting gloves. Gonzalez at the bell. Looks back. Myers at second. Long look in at second. Another peek back at Myers. Now home. Popped up behind zone plate and out of play. A few swallows that like to frequent the river and meadow around Grizzlies Ballpark. Circling around that baseball. Gotta watch out. Birds. Don't want a Randy Johnson incident here tonight in the playoffs. That's for sure. Second payoff coming from Gonzalez to Quiggle. Here's the pitch. Popped up again behind home plate and out of play. A long fight here by Quiggle. His elbow guard fell off. Kona's going to reapply it. That was that elbow guard that Kona was twirling in the air when he hit his 2-run walk-off home run at Bosse Field on Thursday night. Got to be a little magic in that elbow guard. 7th pitch of this at-bat upcoming. Gonzalez home. Fouled straight back. What a fight by Quiggle to Gonzalez. The second time we've seen this. Kona took Gonzalez 8 pitches deep in the first inning before smashing a double that rolled all the way to the right field wall. Scoring Myers, the first run of the game in the first inning for the Otters. Chance to do the same thing here in the 5th and tie the ball game. Gateway has action again in their bullpen. Same righty is up and warming. Gonzalez out of the stretch. Kicks and fires. Low ball 4. 8-pitch walk by Kona Quiggle, and the Otters have 2 on with nobody out. And that's going to do it for Gonzalez. 82 pitches, 2 on, nobody out in the 5th. Gateway holding on to a 1-run lead, and Steve Brook doesn't want to risk anything more. Gonzalez doesn't want to come out of this game visibly frustrated on the mound, but that's going to do it for the Grizzlies starter tonight. Righty coming into the ballgame for Gateway. We'll step aside, be back in 60 seconds. It's 3-2 Gateway, but the Otters 2 on, nobody out in the 5th on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Welcome back to Grizzlies Ballpark. The Otters trail by 1 in the top of the 5th, but threatening. 2 on, nobody out. They chase the starter, Joey Gonzalez, from the game. A very familiar pitcher on the mound for the Grizzlies. Alec Whaley, who's coming in relief, the first arm out of the bullpen the first 2 games of this series, and he's been excellent. A inning pitched on Thursday night at Bosse Field, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, didn't allow a run. And then last night, an inning and a third, didn't allow a base runner with a strikeout. So 2 1/3 combined scoreless over the last 2 games against the Otters. Whaley, 55 appearances in the regular season. No one used more out of the Gateway bullpen than the sidearmer righty. 2.91 ERA for Whaley in 52 2/3 innings pitched. 51 strikeouts to just 11 walks. Righty Jeffrey Baez to face Alec Whaley. 2 on, nobody out. The Otters trail 3-2 in the top of the 5th with their season on the line tonight. Whaley readies, double steal. Pitch home is in for a strike, and both Otters will advance without a throw. Baez showed bunt, just add another little factor in for Hernandez, and almost a sneak attack double steal. New pitcher into the game. I don't think Hernandez or the Grizzlies were even thinking about a double steal. And just like that, the Otters have 2 in scoring position with nobody out. Tying run at third, go ahead at second. Pitch home, Baez chops left side, gloved by the third baseman Stewart. He'll throw across the body to first, but Myers scores from third, and we're tied at 3. Stewart hesitated for a second, looked home to see if he would have a play, but Myers took off right away. And after double clutching, Stewart just took the out at first. So without a hit, the Otters find a way to get a run across here in the 5th. Quiggle still at second with 1 out as it brings up Dakota Phillips. Hit by pitch, walk, double steal, and a fielder's choice ground out to tie the game at 3 here in the 5th. Whaley home, fouled straight back by Phillips. It's a half-arm slot for Whaley. Really tricky pitcher to face right out of the bullpen, especially right after you've faced a starter you start to get used to. After 5 or so innings, you suddenly faced a funky motion from Whaley. Working in the stretch, back, leaning all the way towards the ground as he gets the sign. At the belt and throws, grounded right side, over is the second baseman Penner. He collects, tosses to first, 2 away. Quiggle advances to second, but there's 2 outs. When you're a sidearmer, often a ground ball specialist is the name of the game, and Whaley's gotten 2 ground outs. Coming in out of the bullpen here for Gateway. Sidearm motion. A lot of batters will get on top of the baseball. 2 outs. Quiggle at third. Tied at 3 in the 5th. Ethan Skinder the batter. Pitch home. Righty takes outside, 1-0. Skinder has struck out twice today. Quiggle the go-ahead run at third here in the top of the 5th. Otters ace Tim Holdgrafer still in the ballgame. 1-0. Taken all the way for a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. 1 run in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth for the Otters. All 3 for Gateway coming in the second inning. Whaley down in a crouch to receive the side. Back up, around and home. Skinder swings, lines one down the left field line. Fair ball. Rolling into the corner. Quiggle scores. Skinder hustling to second with an RBI double. The Otters take the lead 4-3 in the top of the fifth. Skinder coming through in the clutch, poking one on the outside of the zone over the head of Stewart, the third baseman, down the line. Bounced right off where the wall juts out past the Otters bullpen, and took a while for Goodell and left to get to it, and Skinder just jogged into second with a stand-up double. So it's 4-3 Otters. Brings up Yomar Reyes. Reddy swings at the first pitch and grounds it foul left side. Finding a way, that's what the Otters did in the winner-take-all game against Schaumburg. It was an ugly eighth inning when they trailed by 1, scored 2 to take the lead and eventually win that game 4-3. That's the score now. 4-3 Otters in the top of the fifth. Just 1 hit in the inning for the Otters, but they've tied and now taken the lead. 0-1. Reyes swings and tries one left side, down for a base hit. Skinder is sent. It's bobbled and dropped by Goodell in left, and Skinder scores without a throw. 5-3 Otters in the top of the fifth. A big time for Yomar Reyes' first hit of the postseason. Might have been a play at the plate. Andy McCauley right away sent Ethan Skinder, but Goodell dropped the ball in left. And there ended up being Skinder sliding home with the ball still just being tossed in by Goodell. Double by Skinder. Yomar Reyes, a line drive base hit to the left. A big 3-run fifth to make it 5-3 Otters. Gary Mattis coming to the plate. Nick Kennedy, the Grizzlies pitching coach, out to chat with Whaley. Otters couldn't get to the sidearmer the first 2 times they saw him. But tonight, 3rd time has been the charm. It's the former Murray State racer. Gary Mattis strides to the plate, 1 for 2, a single back in the 4th. Reyes at first with 2 outs. 5-3 Otters lead in the top of the 5th. Pitch home. Mattis swings and lines one into center, racing in. Rivera will play it on a hop. The 3rd straight hit for the Otters. Mattis' 2nd hit of the night, a line drive, 1-hopping in front of Rivera in center. And Evansville a chance for a crooked number here in the 5th. Justin Felix comes to the plate, trying to keep the line moving. Reyes at second, Mattis at first with 2 outs, 5-3 Otters. And Gateway's going to start getting another arm warm in the pen. Whaley winds home. Felix takes high 1-0. Myers was hit by a pitch to start off the 5th. Kona Quiggle worked a memorable 8-pitch at bat, finding a way to get on with a walk, and that chased the starter Joey Gonzalez from the game. 1-0. Taken outside again. 2 balls and no strikes to Felix. Baez grounded one left side to score Myers. Phillips grounded out for the 2nd out of the inning, but Ethan Skinder then with a 2-out double down the left field line to score a run. Reyes adding another one with an RBI base hit, and Mattis keeping the line moving with a single. 2-0, grounded left side, diving the shortstop, Vierling to glove it. He'll step up, stand up, no play. What a play by Vierling, though, probably saving a run, but it's an infield base hit for Felix, and the bases are loaded. Full extension by the shortstop to glove it. If it got by him into left, Reyes might have scored from second. Held it third, so the base is loaded. The infield base hit for Felix brings up George Khalil. 5-3 Otters, 2 outs, bases juice. The Australian shortstop 0 for 2 today. Pitch home from Whaley. Khalil takes a strike on the inside corner. Fastball from the side armor. 5-3 Otters in the top of the fifth. 3 runs across and looking for a whole bunch more. Whaley at the bounce. The pitch. Popped up right side, tailing away from Richards. Long run, he won't get there. 1-ups in front of Richards. 1 run across. Mattis will score. 7-3 Evansville. George Khalil comes through a double off the warning track in right. 2 come across. 5 runs in the fifth for the Otters. A bottom of the lineup that's been quiet all postseason explodes in the fifth inning. Day is done for Whaley. New arm coming in. 5 straight hits for the Otters, all with 2 outs to make it 7-3 Otters in the top of the fifth. We'll be right back. Game 3 of the Frontier League West Divisional Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Welcome back to Grizzlies Ballpark. 5 runs in the fifth inning for Evansville to lead 7-3. The Otters trail 3-1 entering the inning. How about a 2-out rally? 5 straight hits coming from the bottom of the Otters lineup with 2 outs. Alex Whaley could not get out of the inning, and Gateway making another call to the bullpen, the second of the inning. Nate Garko in for the Grizzlies. 40 appearances in the regular season, 3.80 ERA in 30 1/3 innings pitched, 33 strikeouts to just 7 walks for the righty Garko. He's pitched once in the postseason. Just got 2 outs on Thursday at Bosse Field. 1 hit, 1 walk, but didn't end up allowing a run. Noah Myers comes up for the second time in this inning, 2 in scoring position with 2 outs. The Otters looking for more. First pitch home, Myers takes high, 1-0. Felix at third, Khalil at second after a 2 RBI double by George Khalil down the right field line. Scoring Reyes and Mattis. Ready, pitcher facing lefty batter. 1-0 from Garko. Fastball on the outside corner, 2-0. Myers is yet to get out today. Started this big inning being hit by a pitch and scoring. Doubled in the third. Reached on a walk in the first. 1-1 home. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike to Myers. Tim Holdgrafer, not his best night of work. He's allowed 8 hits to the Grizzlies. Just 3 runs coming across in the second. And he's getting a ton of run support here in the fifth. Garko sized the shoulders and home. Swing and a miss. Big hack by Myers, 2-2. 2 doubles, 3 singles, all with 2 outs for the Otters. Hit by pitch and walk by Myers, and Quiggles started the inning and scored the first run. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 count. Pitch home. Line into right field, coming in Richards. He'll play it on a hop. 1 run across. Here comes Khalil. He'll score on a wide throw. 9-3 Evansville, a 2 RBI base hit for the Frontier League Rookie of the Year. An Otters explosion in the 6th. They've scored a touchdown on this NFL Sunday. Myers with 2 strikes and 2 outs, hammering one into right. And the throw from Richards in right field never stood a chance. Khalil scoring standing up. Myers at first, still 2 outs. Kona Quiggle back up, swings and misses at the first pitch. 10 hits for the Otters on 9 runs, 7 runs in the 5th. It's tied for the most runs the Otters have scored in a single inning all season. Oh, 1. Swing and a miss. Changeup by Garko, 0-2. Six straight hits for Evansville, all with 2 outs. Started with a Skinder double. Reyes, Mattis, Felix base hits, double by Khalil, base hit by Myers. What an inning. 0-2. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Otters have a 6-run lead, a win away from going to the Frontier League Championship Series. A do-or-die ball game tonight in Sauget. 1-2. Outside again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two from Garko. Swing and a miss. And the inning finally over. An Otters explosion. 7 runs in the 5th inning. 6 of the 7 coming across with 2 outs. The bottom of the Otters lineup leading the way. 6 straight hits for the Otters, all with 2 outs. They score 7 in the 5th. It's Evansville 9, Gateway 3, middle of the 5th on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bottom of the 5th from Grizzlies Ballpark. 9-3, Evansville leads Gateway. Trying to get to the Frontier League Championship Series for the 7th time in franchise history. A 7-run 5th inning for the Otters. Tim Holdgrafer back on the bump after, what has it been, about 40 minutes since he's been on the mound. He faces the lefty Clint Freeman for Gateway here in the bottom of the 5th. Holdgrafer, 72 pitches, 4 innings pitched. He's allowed 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk on 8 hits. A grounder off the end of the bat, broken bat, picked up by the catcher, Felix. He fires to first. He had Freeman by his step. And a good sign for Holdgrafer after that long rest on the bench. He gets a quick first out on a splintered bat by Clint Freeman. Hey, that broken bat brought to you by Niehaus Lumber. There goes some more lumber. Go get your new lumber at Niehaus Lumber. 1 away for Holdgrafer in the 5th. Brings up the righty Andrew Penner, who's 2 for 2. Slider on the outside corner from Holdgrafer in for his strike. Gateway fought back last night from a 4-run deficit to keep their season alive and force this game 3. Otters have to keep their foot on the gas. 0-1. Cutter outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. And a tired Otters bullpen. Only hoping Holdgrafer can go as long as possible. Here in the 5th at 75 pitches. Where a complete 6 could even be a quality outing for Tim. 1-1 grounded left side and foul just to the left of the third base back. 1-2 to Penner. 9 runs on 10 hits, 1 error for Evansville. 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Grizzlies. Holdgrafer out of the windup. Turns, kicks, and fires. Swing and a miss. Wipe away slider, 2 away. 5th German-American bank strikeout of the night for the ace from San Diego. 2 outs, base is empty for Kyle Goodell. He's 2 for 2 today. Holdgrafer looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. Ready on ready matchup. Holdgrafer home. Cutter outside, 1-0 to Goodell. Winner goes on to take on Quebec starting Tuesday at the Stade Canac, the champions of the East. They won the East Division and then fought back after dropping the first game to New Jersey. 1-0. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1 to Goodell. Got walked off, blew a 1-run lead in the 10th. Back-to-back home runs by New Jersey. Got walked off in game 1, but boy did Quebec answer in a big way back at home. A 1-1 swing and a miss by Holdgrafer. Beautiful cutter, 1-2 to Goodell. Dominant win for Quebec, 15-6 today over New Jersey to advance to the championship series. 1-2. Cutter outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's a red-hot Quebec offense. Whichever team goes up north to take on the Capitales, it's going to be a challenge starting Tuesday. 2-2 from Tim. Grounded left side and foul. Holdgrafer hasn't allowed a hit since the 3rd inning. Gateway had a runner in scoring position the first 3 innings. Looking for a big in-order 5th. 2-2 home. Popped up right side. Phillips racing over in foul territory. He'll get out of play and bounce into the 4th row of seats. Certainly beneficial here for Gateway to work as long as at bats as possible and try to get to the Honors bullpen quickly. Certainly paid dividends for the Otters getting to the Grizzlies bullpen as they beat up Alec Whaley in the 5th. 2-2 again. Swing and a miss. Slider by Holdgrafer. 6 strikeouts through 5, an in-order 5th after 5 innings in the Frontier League West Divisional Series Game 3. Evansville 9, Gateway 3 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Under the lights, prime time in the Frontier League. Decision time to see who will move on to face Quebec in the Frontier League Championship Series, and the Otters have the upper hand. A 9-3 lead for Evansville over Gateway as we go to the top of the sixth inning here from Grizzlies Ballpark in Sauget, Illinois. A 7-run fifth inning for the Otters to erase a 2-run Gateway lead. Jeffrey Baez leads off the top of the sixth for the Otters and takes the first pitch inside from the righty, Nate Garko. Garko got Quiggle to strike out, and his first battery face to end that long fifth inning. A 1-0 sales side, 2 balls and no strikes to Baez. 7 runs in the fifth for the Otters. Just a remarkable inning. 2-0 home. Baez takes it outside 3-0. Started with the heart and soul, certainly the Otters all year. Frontier League Rookie of the Year, Noah Myers taking a hit by pitch. Kona Quiggle, second time today, worked an 8-pitch at bat against the Gateway starter Joey Gonzalez. Eventually a walk. The 3-0 home. A strike to Baez, 3-1. That chased Gonzalez from the game. Alec Whaley has had great success. His first 2 times facing the Otters came in and looked like he might get out of the inning with that significant trouble. The 3-1 popped up and out of play. A full count to Baez. Otters had a double steal. Baez grounded out, but it scored Myers to tie the game. Phillips grounded out, 2 away. Gateway was a strike away from just a 1 run across in the fifth and it being tied. Here comes the payoff. High ball 4. Leadoff walk to Baez here in the sixth. The bottom of the Otters lineup, though, took over. Ethan Skinner lined a double down the line to give the Otters the lead. Yomar Reyes added another with a base hit. Gary Mattis lined one up the middle to keep the line moving. Justin Felix scored one with a base hit, and it loaded the bases. George Khalil then popped one up down the right field line that landed on the warning track outside of the reach of the right fielder Jairus Richards, scoring 2 more, and Noah Myers capped off the inning with an RBI base hit to complete 7 in the fifth for the Otters. Dakota Phillips stands in, and the lefty takes a first pitch strike for a fastball. 6 of the 7 Otters runs in the fifth coming with 2 outs. Sent 11 runners to the plate, 4 singles, 2 doubles, a walk, a hit by pitch, and 6 straight batters reaching with 2 outs. A remarkable inning. The 0-1 swing and a miss, 0-2. Tied the most runs for the Otters in a single inning all season. Last time they scored 7 was July 20th against Lake Erie at home. Almost 2 months ago. Baez a 3-stride lead at first. The 0-2 outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Phillips. 9-3 Otters in the top of the sixth. Nice Sunday night here in Sauget. One-two home to Dak. Breaking ball outside, 2-2. Another righty warming up in the Gateway bullpen. Steve Brook doesn't like to leave his relievers out there for very long. Phillips working a nice at-bat here against Garko. What a night for the Otters offense. 9 runs on 10 hits. Garko steps off, pickoff throw back to first, and head for a slide back in for Baez to the bag without a tag. Garko sets at the belt, working on the third base side of the mound. Out of the windup and home. This is low at a full count. Another long at bat worked by the Otters. It's been an up and down season for the Otters offense, but they have proved when hitting is contagious, this can be one of the better offenses in the league. And they've clicked tonight. Payoff home, Baez takes off, Phillips fouls it back to the screen. It's been a 1-9 effort, every single batter working long at bats, and that's when an offense becomes dangerous, when you have all 9 batters confident, you don't have easy outs. And there haven't been any over the last hour in this Otters lineup. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming from Garko to Phillips. Garco kicks and throws. Baez takes off again. Pitch is outside, ball 4 anyways. Back-to-back walks by Garco to start the 6th, and the Otters have 2 on with nobody out. And Nick Kennedy, the Grizzlies pitching coach, is going to come out to have more words with Garco. Ethan Skinder had the double back in the 5th. He's coming up for the Otters, and in fact, it's actually Steve Brook, the Grizzlies pitching coach. Day is done for Garco. 2 walks to start off the 6th, and the Grizzlies making another call to the bullpen. Their 3rd arm out of the pen coming in. 2 on, nobody out, top 6. Otters looking for more as they lead 9-3. Game 3 of the Frontier League West Divisional Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Two on, nobody out in the top of the 6th. Otters lead 9-3. Winner take all series finale of the West Divisional Series. Evansville trying to keep their foot on the gas pedal. They scored 7 in the 5th, looking for more here in the 6th. And they're going to face a very familiar arm coming into the game for Gateway. The former big leaguer right-hander Josh Lucas. Lucas was the pitcher on the mound in the 9th inning at Bosse Field on Thursday night, when he allowed the walk-off 2-run home run to Kona Quiggle. Not just got 1 out, of course allowed the 2-run jack to Quiggle, walked Dakota Phillips as well in that outing. He'll face Ethan Skinder, though, to lead off with 2 on and nobody out. It's been a great season for Lucas, 21 appearances, 2.84 ERA, 31 2/3 innings, worked 43 strikeouts to 10 walks. Big righty who played on 3 different major league teams last decade. Season with the Reds, season with the A's, and a season with the Cardinals. As Lucas steps off and looks back Baez to second. All in the bigs. He was in the D-backs organization and the Orioles organization as well. Righty working out of the stretch, sets below the belt, and gets ready for the first pitch to Skinder. It's home. Skinder shows bunt, pulls it back outside, 1-0. 6'4", 210. Veteran is a big, imposing force on the mound. Baez at second, Phillips at first, nobody out. Back-to-back walks to start the 6th for the Otters. Pitch home. Skinder shows bunt and fouls it off home plate and hitting off his back shoulder, 1-1. Skinder 1 for 3. Started the big 2-out charge for the Otters in the 5th, giving the Otters the go-ahead RBI double down the left field line. First baseman Freeman in on the grass, as it's Stewart at third, anticipating a bunt. Lucas looks back at second and winds home. Skinder pops it up, in on the hands, into shallow left, racing in Goodell, and he makes the running catch, chest high. First out of the 6th. Much needed out for the Grizzlies. 1 away, it brings up Yomar Reyes, who's 1 for 3 today, single in the 5th. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd for the Otters before the touchdown, 7 in the 5th. Tim Holdgrafer is still in the game for the Otters. And Josh Lucas briefly stepping off, having a quick word with Jim Shaley, the third base umpire, and also the crew chief. Now steps back on the rubber. White pants tucked just below the knees, tall navy blue stockings. He's wearing bright white Nike cleats. Lucas winds home. A slider on the outside corner for a strike to Reyes, 0-1. Fastball, cutter, slider, changeup, 4-pitch mix for Lucas. He hung a changeup over the heart of the plate facing Conequigaloo. Drilled the walk-off 2-run home run on Thursday at Bosse. Lucas looking back at a dancing Baez and home. Reyes pops it up sky high into the air into shallow center. Back is Andrew Penner on the edge of the grass, reaches up and makes the catch, 2 away. Lucas has come in, 2 on and nobody out, gotten 2 flyouts. So it brings up Gary Mattis. 2-hit night for Mattis. RBI single in the 5th, base hit back in the 4th. Baez at second, Phillips at first. 2 outs, top of the 6th, 9-3 Evansville. Mattis shows bunt and pulls it back, but a strike anyways on the outside corner, 0-1. Tim Holdgrafer getting better with time. Had a slow start to the game for the Otters. Hasn't given up a hit in his last 2 innings. Pitch home, swing and a miss by Mattis, 0-2. Otters bullpen is quiet. Tim looks ready to come out, face the bottom of the Gateway lineup in the bottom of the 6th. 0-2 count to Mattis, 2 on, 2 out. Low crouch in the right-handed batter's box for Mattis, swaggling a brown beige bat. Pitch home, swing and a miss. Wipe away slider by Lucas, nasty pitch from the former big leaguer. And good work by the Johnson City, Tennessee native as he gets all 3 batters he faces out in order. The Otters straight 2 on 2 walks in the 6th, no runs, but they lead 9-3, middle of the 6th. The Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bottom of the 6th inning, and the winner-take-all Game 3 of the Frontier League West Divisional Series. Otters took Game 1 4-3 on a walk-off home run by Conequigaloo on Thursday. Gateway answered last night with an offensive explosion, a 15-5 win. The Otters with the big early offensive fireworks, a 7-run 5th inning, and they lead 9-3 over Gateway, 12 outs away from going back to the Frontier League Championship Series for the 7th time in franchise history. Ready, DJ Stewart digs in to lead off the 6th and hammers the first ball high in the air and the left field line, but foul and bouncing off the front of the Grizzlies clubhouse. Tim Holdgrafer remaining on the bump, and he's looked much more like himself over the last 2 innings. He's retired the last 4 batters, just 1 walk allowed over his last 9 straight face. The 0-1 swing and a miss, 0-2. Big fastball by Holdgrafer. 3 runs came across for Gateway in the 2nd. Nothing to show for since. Working out of the windup. Tim turns, kicks, and fires. Swing and a miss. Cutter strikes out Stewart, 1 away. 3 straight strikeouts for Holdgrafer. 7 on the night, 1 away in the 6th. For landscape design that is truly unique, look to locally owned Wild Horticulture. Whether they need a team to design and construct a large-scale landscape project for your business, or looking to create an epic backyard retreat complete with plants, water, and light installation, the experienced team at Wild can take your ideas to the next level. You've likely seen their creative work all over town. Mark Vierling, ready batter, takes the first pitch outside. 1-0 count with 1 out, and the base is empty in the bottom of the 6th. 9-3 Evansville. Holdgrafer home. Vierling swings and misses on the cutter. 1-1. Wild Horticulture has the skills and resources to deliver inspiring spaces and bring your ideas to life. Have a project in mind? Find them on Instagram and at wildspaces.com. 1-1 count to Vierling. Holdgrafer winds and delivers. Cutter outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. San Diego chill, Tim Holdgrafer. Grew up in San Diego, still a Chargers fan. He was talking about the Chargers' chances the other day on the bus. The NFL season starting today. The 2-1. This is inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Started his collegiate career at St. Mary's in the Bay Area, D1 school. Finished at Cal Poly Pomona, D2 school in Southern California. 3-1. Fastball on the inside corner, a full count to Vierling. Since entering the pros, he's almost exclusively been with the Otters. 3 seasons with the Otters. Was picked up by the Royals and later the Tigers last year. Found some success as well in the minors. Payoff home. Popped up high in the air into shallow right. Back is Skinder. In his bias will be Skinder to take it and makes the two-handed grab. 2 away, and Holdgrafer has found his groove. 6 in a row retiring. Gateway offensive attack that looked to be starting off the game right where they left off last night in a 15-run outburst. They had runners in scoring position the first 3 innings. Have been dead quiet the 3rd time through the lineup. 2 outs, nobody on for Alex Hernandez. The number 9 batter and catcher for Grizzlies takes the first pitch strike. 96th pitch of the evening coming for Holdgrafer. He turns and fires. Swing and a miss. Just got a piece of it, in fact, but just trickling off the end of the bat. 0-2, and Holdgrafer a strike away from his 2nd straight in-order inning. Tim at the chest takes off the first sign from Felix. Now has it. Nods, kicks, and fires. Swing and a miss. Fastball strikes out Hernandez. Electricity from Tim Holdgrafer. His 8th strikeout of the night. He's retired 7 in a row. And after 6, the Otters 9, the Grizzlies 3 in Game 3 of the Frontier League West Divisional Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Six innings complete. The winner take all Game 3 of the Frontier League West Divisional Series. The winners of the West in the regular season, Gateway, and the pesky Evansville Otters looking to continue a memorable playoff run and go to the championship series. They're 9 outs away. They lead 9-3. They're on the top of the 7th. Justin Felix leads off for the Otters and swings and misses with the first pitch from Josh Lucas, who got all 3 outs after coming in with 2 on and nobody out in the 6th. Side armor comes around and fires. Felix swings and lines one into left. Back is Goodell over his head. One hops off the warning track of the wall. Felix hustling to second. Here comes the throw. Head first slide. Gets by Penner and backed up by Freeman at first. Avoiding it going back to the backstop. Felix started to take off for third, but Freeman got to it. But a double for Felix, bouncing off the warning track in the wall and left. It was a good throw by Goodell, and Felix had to head first slide into the bag, but Penner couldn't keep the ball in front of him. After no hits in the postseason through 3 games for Felix, he was 0 for 5. Back-to-back at-bats with a knock, an RBI single in the 5th, a double here in the 7th. Brings up George Khalil, who had a 2 RBI double back in the 5th. His friend Felix at second. Khalil shows bunt, pulls it back, and it nearly did it hit his hand. It did it. I think it hit Khalil's hand, or it got close, but it went foul. Andy McCauley wants to know exactly what happened. And Dr. Mandy Flagg is going to come out and check on Khalil. And it hit the bat, and then it hit the hand, so it's a foul ball. The bunt of Khalil, and it hit off his right hand. Otters cannot afford more injuries. If Evansville does go to Quebec, they're going to be a couple players short due to crossing the border in visa and passport situations. Austin Boast as well for the Otters is dealing with a shoulder issue and isn't set to play. Khalil's going to be able to stay in the game. Dr. Mandy, who's done a great job all season, getting a big applause from the Otters faithful. She and Dr. Mark Martin go back to the dugout. Andy McCauley chatting with Mike Futcher, clarifying on exactly what happened there. If it hit the hand first of Khalil, then it's a hit by pitch. But it hit his bat and then his hand. At least that's the ruling by the home plate umpire. So Felix at second. It's just an 0-1 count to Khalil, who settles back into the right-handed batter's box. Lucas working out of the stretch. Kicks and deals. Fouled straight back, 0-2. 11 hits tonight for the Otters on 9 runs. 3 runs for Gateway on 8 hits. The bullpen still quiet for the Otters. Tim Holdgrafer has found his all-star ace-level stuff in the second half of this ballgame. Certainly helps when your team puts up 7 runs. Gives you a big confidence boost. So 2 outside corner, strike 3 called. Pretty slider by Lucas paints the black. His second strikeout, 1 away. Felix at second. Back to the top of the order in the Frontier League Rookie of the Year, Noah Myers, who's played just like it. He's yet to get out today. 2 for 2, 3 runs. Doubled in the 3rd, came around to score, walked to start the game in the 1st and scored, hit by a pitch in the 5th and scored. As the first pitch to the lefty Myers, a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And then an RBI single to close out, score the 7th run of the 5th inning. What a night. What a last couple months for the Canadian Noah Myers, looking to head back to his home country for the first 2 games of the championship series. The 0-1, this is outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Went 2 for 5 last night with a triple. Has now 7 hits through the first 4 games of the postseason. 1-1 from Lucas. Myers flies it out of play, 1-2. 1 out, Felix at second in the top of the 7th. Otters 9, Grizzlies 3. One, 2 home. Low, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Myers. Game 1 of the championship series scheduled for Tuesday night. Don't have a first pitch time. Imagine it'll likely be 7:05 Eastern, 6:05 Central. That's when games typically start in Quebec. Tuesday and Wednesday for games 1 and 2. 2-2. Sails high and a full count to Myers. If the Otters are to win, they'll host Game 3 on Friday night at Boise. And if needed, game Saturday and a game Sunday. It means that whoever wins the championship series will clinch at the West team's home. So if the Otters are to win the championship, they'll win it at Boise Field. Payoff home, swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the glove of Hernandez, and Myers is out for the first time today. 3 strikeouts for Lucas. Certainly he's motivated after giving up the walk-off to Kona Quiggle. Grizzlies loss on Thursday at Boise. And speaking of Kona Quiggle, here he comes, the rematch between these two. Quiggle digs into the left-handed batter's box. 1 for 3 today. An RBI double in the first. Walked and scored in the 5th. The pitch home. Quiggle takes high, 1-0. Imagine a moment both pitcher Lucas and definitely batter Quiggle will never forget. The walk-off 2-run home run to win the game in the 9th on Thursday. Lucas below the belt, out of the stretch, looks back at second and deals. Quiggle pops it up high into the air. Left side, drifting out into the outfield. 3 white jerseys converging. The left fielder Goodell over, and he makes the catch along the line to retire the side. 1 hit, no runs in the 7th for the Otters. It's time to stretch here at Grizzlies Ballpark. Evansville 9, Gateway 3 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bottom of the 7th from Grizzlies Ballpark. Evansville 9, Gateway 3. The Otters are 9 outs away from going to the Frontier League Championship Series. They trailed 3-1 going into the 5th before a 7-run explosion by the Otters, scoring 6 of 7 runs with 2 outs as well. Tim Holdgrafer, the Otters ace, after a shaky start to the ballgame, has been brilliant. Over his last 3 innings worked, he's allowed just 1 base runner with 4 strikeouts. Top of the order faces Gateway's lineup for the 4th time. Jairus Richards, the lefty, leading off, lays down a bunt and foul tipped it right into the mid of Felix, 0-1. The 98th pitch of the night for Holdgrafer. His season high is just 102. But there's no action in the Otters bullpen right now. 0-1 to Richards. Holdgrafer turns and deals. Outside, 1-1 to Richards. If a pitcher is hot as Holdgrafer, until you see any sign of trouble, you ride him. 1-1 to the lefty, Richards. Pitch home. Chopped foul, 1-2. Three in the second inning for Gateway. They had 4 straight singles to start the inning. And as an Otters fan, it started to feel a lot like last night. Here we go again, another big inning for Gateway. Possible this game could be done early and the Otters season could be done early. 1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But credit to Holdgrafer, he calmed down after that. Max Peterson came out, had a conversation with him. Got a ground out, scored a run, struck out Richards. Rivera had an RBI base hit to score a couple more runs, but he got Zimmerman to strike out and limit the damage to just 3. 2-2, fouled left side, and Richards stays alive. Avoided a really big inning. keeping the Otters within distance and confident. Evansville exploded in the 5th. Nice set for Holdgrafer, shakes off the first sign from Felix. Still peeping in, now has the sign, kicks and fires. Low on a cutter and a full count. Over 100 pitches now tonight for Holdgrafer. There's some stretching in the Otters bullpen. Payoff home, chopped right side and going foul. Full count to Richards. Holdgrafer winds and deals. Inside, ball 4. Gateway needing a spark. They get a leadoff walk here in the 7th. For the All-Star and postseason All-Frontier League All-Outfielder Jairus Richards. Second walk of the night for Holdgrafer, and that will start getting some movement going in the Otters bullpen. 105 pitches for Holdgrafer, a new season high. Only gone over 100 pitches in 5 outings this season out of his 20 appearances. Eric Rivera digs in. The righty takes a first pitch strike on a fastball. Kevin Davis started to warm up for the Otters in the bullpen. Davis has appeared in all 3 postseason games for the Otters, coming off a tough performance last night where he gave up a few runs. 0-1. Breaking ball misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody out, 1 on, bottom of the 7th. Otters 9, Grizzlies 3. Rivera 1 for 2 today with a walk in the ready-on-ready matchup. Richards a 3-stride lead at first. Big threat to steal there. Pitch home. Stroked high in the air into left. Myers racing over, looking up, reaching up the glove, sliding, and makes the catch. Noah Myers, what a play! Otters fans on their feet, a sliding catch in the corner by Myers to rob Rivera of extra bases, 1 out in the 7th. He can really do it all, the Frontier League Rookie of the Year. He can hit and he can field. Peter Zimmerman coming to the plate. Richards at first, and the athletic trainer, Richards looks to be in a little bit of pain. And the athletic trainer for Gateway, Jeff Manzo, out to check on Richards and make sure he's okay. Myers, a web gem in left. Sliding along the warning track in the corner. Take away extra bases from Rivera for the first down of the 7th. Richards still at first. Peter Zimmerman is the batter. Zimmerman 1 for 3 today. First pitch by Zimmerman, swung on, lofted into left. It'll get down. Myers can't cut it off. It bounces along the wall. Held it third is Richards, and Zimmerman into second with the stand-up double. Bouncing off the warning track in the wall. Took a while for Myers to get to it. For relaying into Khalil on the infield. Life for Gateway here in the 7th. See how much longer Holdgrafer remains on the bump. His first hit allowed since the 3rd inning. Holdgrafer had pitched 3 straight innings without allowing a Gateway hit. And Max Peterson, the Otters pitching coach, out to have a word with Holdgrafer. Davis just started warming up a couple minutes ago. Davis, just 1 out he got last night, ended up allowing 2 hits, a walk, and 3 runs across. All 3 base runners that reached against Davis ended up scoring, but it has been a dominant season this year for Kevin Davis. The Otters in the regular season and batting average against, ERA, and appearances, and strikeouts. Clint Freeman comes to the plate for Gateway. Richards at 3rd, Zimmerman at 2nd, 1 out. Otters in front 9-3. Freeman, lefty first baseman, 0 for 3 tonight. Holdgrafer home. Freeman takes slow, 1-0. Gateway getting movement in their bullpen as well in anticipation of the 8th inning. Otters 8 outs away from moving on to the Frontier League Championship Series. 1-0. Chopped up the middle. Skinder racing over from second. Gloves it, throw across the body to first in time. 2 outs. Richards scores from third to trim the lead to 5, but the Otters at this point will trade a run for an out. 4-3 ground out, 2 away. Richards scoring from third. Zimmerman moves to third base. And Holdgrafer looks like he'll stay out on the bump to face Andrew Penner and try to complete 7 innings tonight. 111 pitches now for Holdgrafer. Already Penner 2 for 3, 2 singles. Holdgrafer struck him out last time these two faced off. Holdgrafer delivers. Grounder up the middle, right back to Tim. He gloves it, runs over to first, underhand, toss to the bag to get Penner and retire the side. A spectacular night from Tim Holdgrafer. It started poorly, but the San Diego kid, SoCal cool tonight, bounced back and dominant in the second half of his outing. He completes 7 innings, and the Otters 6 outs away from going to the championship series. Evansville 9, Gateway 4 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. To the 8th from Sauget, Illinois, just outside of downtown St. Louis. 9-4. Otters lead the Grizzlies 2 innings away from going to the Frontier League Championship Series. The first time since 2016 and the 7th time in franchise history. Jeffrey Baez will lead off in the 8th for the Otters. New pitcher in for Gateway, Nathaniel Tate into the ballgame. Tate pitched a 1-2-3 inning last night for the Grizzlies. First pitch home from Tate. Actually, Tate walked 1 batter, I should say, but didn't allow a run in a scoreless inning worked yesterday. First pitch misses inside to Baez. Tate winds and deals, and Baez fouls it off the side of his foot. 1-1. 5.06 ERA in the regular season for Tate. 14 appearances, 32 innings pitched, 28 strikeouts to 13 walks. Tate nods, he winds the arms all the way over the head and delivers home. Swing and a miss by Baez, 1-2. Kevin Davis continuing to warm up in the Otters bullpen. Tim Holdgrafer 111 pitches and 7 excellent innings. Likely done for the night. 1-2. This is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jake Polancic hasn't been used for the Otters since last Tuesday, their closer. It's not a safe situation at 5 runs at the moment, but in a do-or-die game, you probably use your closer. The 2-2, swing and a miss by Baez, 1 away. Bring up Dakota Phillips with the bases empty, 1 out in the 8th. 9-4 Otters in front. Great again to have so many of you tuning in on the Otters Digital Network. Got people tuning in all over the U.S. and beyond. I think we got some Canadian listeners tonight as well. Some Capitales fans looking to see who they will play Starting Tuesdays, Dakota Phillips, the lefty, swings and misses at the first pitch from Tate. Tate winds and deals. Fastball inside. 1-1 strike. Mike from Savannah tuning in. Susie Will from Wichita, the mother of the Otters' great director of communications, Matthew Will. 1-1 outside. 2-1 strike. Sandy in Illinois. Great Dan Kluser, the groundskeeper for the Otters, tuning in Owensboro, hoping to work a championship weekend next week. 2-1, fastball on the outside corner, 2-2 to Phillips. And Emilio, longtime Otters fan, tuning in Evansville. 2-2 home. Low, and a good stop by Hernandez in the turf, and a full count to Phillips. 9 runs on 11 hits, 1 error for the Otters, 4 runs on 9 hits, no errors for the Grizzlies. A magical 5th inning for the Otters. They scored 7 runs. Payoff home, swing and a miss. Fastball by Tate, and he struck out the first 2 batters here in the 8th. Bring up Ethan Skinner, 1 for 4 today. I still think he had the biggest swing of the day. 2 outs, game tied in the 5th. The big inning hadn't started, and Skinner, 2-out double down the line, really ignited the Otters' explosion in the 5th. Still the go-ahead hit for the Otters. A 9-4 lead here in the 8th. The Skinner fouls the first pitch back to the screen. Oh, 1 home, inside, 1-1 strike. Otters hoping to advance, 6 outs away from going to Quebec on Tuesday. Those 2 played all the way back in May. The 1-1, slider on the outside corner, 1-2 count to Skinner. Quebec took the first 2 games of that series. It was a Memorial Day weekend up in Quebec, first road trip of the year for the Otters. Quebec walked off at 2 home runs in the 9th inning to walk off on Friday night. Came from behind to win on Saturday before the Otters salvaged the game on Sunday. The 1-2 swing and a miss, and the bat flying out of the hands of Skinner and past third base down the line. Good inning for Tate. He strikes out the side in the top of the 8th. Kevin Davis coming in for the Otters. Bottom of the 8th, 9-4. Evansville over Gateway on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bottom of the 8th from Grizzlies Ballpark in Sauget, Illinois, 9-4. Evansville leads Gateway. The Otters try not to count them, but if you do, they're 6 outs away from making the Frontier League Championship Series on the back of a 7-run 5th inning and an excellent, resilient start tonight by Tim Holdgrafer. Now the Otters go to the bullpen after 7 innings pitched for Holdgrafer. The big 6'9" righty Kevin Davis into the ballgame. He's appeared in all 3 Otters postseason games. Not had his best stuff against the Grizzlies. His first 2 outings against Gateway has only gotten a combined 3 outs, allowed 5 hits, 5 total runs, 3 of them earned, 2 walks as well. Pitched 16 pitches last night, allowing 2 hits, a walk, 3 runs, and got just 1 out. Righty Kyle Goodell will lead off here in the bottom of the 8th for Gateway. The pitch home from the 6'9" righty, a fastball at the letters, 0-1. It was a fantastic season, though, for Davis. 1.98 ERA and 50 innings pitched, allowed just 11 earned runs, 78 strikeouts to 28 walks. Few pitchers more dominant in the Frontier League this year than Davis. 0-1. Fastball high, 1 ball and 1 strike to Goodell. It's Goodell, Stewart, and Vierling for Gateway, 6, 7, and 8. Left fielder 2 for 3 today. Older member of this Grizzlies squad who also serves as their pitching coach. 1-1. Outside corner for a strike, 1-2. 3 fastballs so far from Davis. Ready from Orland Park, Illinois. Kevin kicks and deals. Popped up high in the air and to right. Baez back, looking up, reaches up, over his head and gone. The short porch and right helps get that ball out of the ballpark. A solo homer for Goodell trims the lead to 4. Just over the outstretched arm of Jeffrey Baez in right. At Bossy Field, that's a flyout that doesn't make the warning track, but tiny right field here at Grizzlies Ballpark, just 3:01 down the line. Goodell just got enough of it. His first homer of the postseason and his 12th of the year. Brings up DJ Stewart, still nobody out. First pitch home, outside, 1-0. 4-run lead for the Otters here in the bottom of the 8th. A run in the 7th, now a run here in the 8th for Gateway. 1-0 from Davis. Swing and a miss, huge fastball from Davis. Stewart swinging out of his shoes, stumbling over home plate. A hefty hack. Otters bullpen still quiet. 1-1 home. Lined left side and foul. That's a broken bat. Hit hard, though it shattered the bat of DJ Stewart. Peter Zimmerman hands him a new bat. Trades a beige-brown bat for a mahogany piece of lumber. 1-2 count to Stewart. Nobody out, bottom 8. 9-5. Otters lead the Grizzlies. Davis home. Slider outside, 2-2. Rare switch to the breaking ball from Davis. He's been the setup man all season for the Otters, and Max Peterson still trusting him here in the postseason. 2-2 home. Outside and a full count to Stewart. Davis flutters the glove, sets, kicks, and fires. Broken back grounder left side, fair ball, glove by Reyes, long throw across the diamond, in time. What a play by Yomar Reyes over the third base bag, long throw on a broken bat grounder for a huge first out in the 8th. One out. Nobody on. It brings up Mark Vierling, the shortstop. Leone De La Cruz, the Otters all-star lefty, starting to warm in the Evansville bullpen. Ready on ready matchup to Vierling, who's 1 for 3 today. First pitch home, a fastball misses high, 1-0. Nine, 5 Otters. 5 outs away from the championship series. 1-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Command has just not been there for Davis in the postseason. Had a great first outing against Schaumburg to start the postseason, but I guess it really against the Grizzlies. 2-0 home. Fastball on the outside corner for a much-needed strike. 2-1 to Vierling. Davis pitched a 1-2-3 inning against Schaumburg last Tuesday, but his 3rd straight outing here for the Otters against the Grizzlies has allowed at least a run. 2-1. Grounded right side through the 4-3 hole into right. Base hit for Vierling. Grounder in between Skinner and Phillips. Baez tosses it in. And Willie Estrada's going to come up and pitch it here for Alex Hernandez. Hernandez is the better defensive catcher for the Grizzlies, but Estrada is the much better batter. Pinch hit on Thursday night at Bosse Field. Went 0 for 2. Ended up getting 2 at-bats. At .259 with 6 home runs in the regular season for Gateway. Vierling at first, 1 out, top of the order, and Richards coming up after Estrada. Leone De La Cruz still throwing in the Otters bullpen. It's 9-5, Gateway in front. Davis home. Pitch on the inside corner for his strike. Fastball from Kevin Davis. Ready on ready matchup. Davis working out of the stretch. Peeks over his shoulder at Vierling, who has just a 2-stride lead at first. 0-1 home. Breaking ball high. 1 ball and 1 strike. 11 hits apiece. Otters 9, Grizzlies 5. Bottom of the 8th. Frontier League Championship Series berth on the line. 1-1. Grounded left side and foul. Just to the left to the third base back. With the lefty Jairus Richards coming up, this might be the last batter that Davis will face, regardless of an out or not. Leone De La Cruz, the lefty pitcher, warming in the pen. 1-2 to Estrada. Long look in for Davis. Sets up on the first base side of the rubber. High set, kicks and throws. Popped up right side, out of play. Another 1-2 coming. Davis winds and deals. Popped up off the end of the bat in a shallow right. Skinner going back. Baez coming in. Skinner holds on to make the over-the-shoulder catch. Oh, Baez ended up throwing it in. Maybe Baez made the catch. Oh, my goodness. Not the best communication all night. And Baez almost needs Skinner in the head. Baez ended up throwing the ball in. Skinner tried to make an over-the-shoulder basket catch. I think Baez was the one that ended up making the play. 2 away, and Davis will stay in to face the lefty Jairus Richards. Vierling at second. Pitch home. Richards, swings, drives into the right, and out for a base hit. 1 hopping in front of Baez. First pitch swinging by Richards, a drive into right. And there's 2-1 for Gateway with 2 outs here in the 8th. The Otters leading 9-5. Righty Rivera coming up. De La Cruz still throwing in the bullpen. Max Peterson saying something into a walkie-talkie down to the Otters bullpen. And what he's saying is that Leone De La Cruz is coming into the ball game because he's walking out of the dugout now. 2-1. 2 outs. 9-5 Gateway leads, and Leone De La Cruz appears to be coming into the game for the Otters. Well, I think so. Well, maybe not. Well, now Jake Polancic is starting to throw, and De La Cruz is sitting down. And Max Peterson is going to leave Davis in the ball game. Wow. Trust the Otters' best pitcher all season to try to get 1 more out here in the 8th. Jake Polancic, the Otters closer, who hasn't pitched against Gateway in this series. Got the save for the Otters against Schaumburg in the winner-take-all game last Tuesday. Is now warming up. De La Cruz sitting down. 2 outs, 2 on for Rivera. Otters lead by 4. Pitch home on the outside corner, a strike on a breaking ball from Davis. Rivera is 1 for 3, a single in the second, a walk in the 4th. Had a 2-hit, 2 RBI night last night here in Sauget. Davis sets and deals. Fastball outside, 1-1. Breaking ball outside. Rivera holds up. 2-1. The powerful Peter Zimmerman is on deck. There's 2 for 3 today. Ready designated hitter. Davis readies and throws. Outside corner for a strike, 2-2. The fastball catching the black, and Davis and the Otters a strike away from escaping the 8th with just 1 run across. Rivera will call time and reset the batting gloves. The 100th game of the year for Otters baseball. Thousands and thousands of pitches have come across, but no pitch is more important than the one right here. Davis at the chest, deals, low, gets away from Felix and all the way back to the backstop. Both runners will advance. And now a full count to Rivera. Veerling at third, Richards at second with 2 outs, and a full count to Eric Rivera. The biggest pitch of the season right here. Davis kicks and throws. Fouled straight back off the screen. Otters lead by 4. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 8th, second payoff pitch coming. Davis home. High, ball 4. And the tying run comes to the plate in Peter Zimmerman. And that's going to do it now for Davis. Veerling at third, Richards at second, Rivera at first with 2 outs in the 8th. Otters lead 9-5. Peter Zimmerman, one of the best home run hitters in the league, coming to the plate. And the Otters closer, who has pitched like an all-star in the second half, coming into the ball game. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Welcome back to Grizzlies Ballpark. 9-5. The Otters lead the Grizzlies. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs, but the bases loaded for Gateway. And maybe the most powerful hitter in the ballpark, Peter Zimmerman, coming to the plate. 21 home runs in the regular season, was 4th most in the division. The Otters bring in their power closer to try to escape the jam here in the 8th. 1 appearance in the postseason for Polancic. He needed just 6 pitches, sent down the Boomers in order, and earned the save on Tuesday night. He does not have good memories here in Gateway. 2 appearances against the Grizzlies last week. Gateway walked off against them in back-to-back games. doubleheader on Wednesday 2 weeks ago. Zimmerman ready in the right-handed batter's box. Polancic on the bump. At the belt, the pitch. Fastball low, 1-0. Fastball, slider, that's all for Polancic. We had 17 saves and 32 appearances in the regular season with a 2.16 ERA. Powerful pitcher with 48 strikeouts and 33 innings. 1-0. Foul tipped and off the side of the leg of Zimmerman. It goes down to a knee in pain. Zimmerman gets back up, limping down the left field line, fouling it off his left leg. 1-1 counts. Otters scored 7 in the 5th. Zimmerman's going to take a little more time here to walk off the stinger. Otters scored 7 in the 5th to take a 9-3 lead. Gateway 1 in the 7th. They already have 1 here in the 8th. And the tying run at the plate in Peter Zimmerman. 1-1 from Polancic. Pitch home. Popped up into right. Tough play. Baez racing in. Diving. Phillips. He can't get to it. It falls. It's going to score 2. Baez will throw it in. Holding it third is Rivera. And the Grizzlies have cut the lead in half. Off the end of the bat of Zimmerman, over the head of Phillips, who couldn't make the over-the-shoulder catch. Baez couldn't come in and right. The tying run at first, the go-ahead run comes to the plate in Clint Freeman. Base hit for Zimmerman. Vierling scoring from third, Richards from second. Baez was able to get it in, Rivera holding it third. So runners at the corners, 2 out for Clint Freeman. The lefties 0 for 4. Ready pitcher facing lefty batter. Polancic, big deep breath and home. Swing and a miss, 0-1. 4 straight runs scored for the Grizzlies. 1 in the 7th, 3 here in the 8th. 9-7. Evansville in front, needing 4 more outs to get to the championship series, but boy, it's not going to be easy. 0-1. Outside 1-1, a bluff steal by Zimmerman, who started and then stopped. Polancic peeps over at first. Fires home. Popped up into left center. Myers drifting over, Quiggle coming in under the baseball, makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. The Otters exit with the lead. Freeman flies out to center, but Gateway gets 3. A solo home run by Goodell, and Peter Zimmerman with a 2 RBI bloop base hit to right for a 3-run 8th to cut the lead to 2. We go to the 9th. Evansville 9. Gateway 7. Take a deep breath, and we'll be right back in Game 3 of the Frontier League West Divisional Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. To the 9th. Everything on the line, a championship berth in the third and final game of the Frontier League West Championship Series. Evansville 9, Gateway 7. 4 unanswered, though, by the Grizzlies, 3 in the 8th. Jake Polancic getting a fly out with the go-ahead run at the plate and the tying run on. And the Otters escape with a 2-run lead. They'd love some run support going into the bottom of the 9th. Yomar Reyes leads off for the Otters. Brian Eichhorn is the new pitcher for Gateway, and Reyes fouls the first pitch away right side. Eichhorn's been great this year, 22 appearances, 1.74 ERA in the regular season, and 20 2/3. Eichhorn just got 1 out, finish the 8th inning at Bosse Field in Game 1 of this series. His only appearance in the postseason. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Big fastball 0-2. Otters 7 runs in that 5th inning. They don't have a hit since. They have 1 hit since, making double by Felix in the 7th. That's 5 straight Otters have gone down in order. 0-2. High, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gateway in the bottom of the 9th will have Penner, Goodell, and Stewart coming to the plate. That's 5, 6, and 7. 9-7, Otters lead the Grizzlies, a berth in the championship series against Quebec on the line. 1-2 for Mike Gorn. High again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Willie Estrada, by the way, behind home plate now for Alex Hernandez after pinch hitting last inning. 2-2 count to Reyes. Eichhorn sizes the shoulders and deals. Lined right side foul. Reyes, an RBI base hit for the Otters back in the big 7-run 5th inning. 11 hits on 9 runs tonight for the Otters. 7 runs on 13 hits tonight for Gateway. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Big fastball. Reyes strikes out, 1 away. 4 straight Otters have struck out. Going back, side being struck out by Nathaniel Tate back in the 8th. 1 out. That brings up the designated hitter, Gary Mattis. Nice day for Gary, 2 for 4. A run in the 5th. Pitch home, the righty misses low, 1-0. Bullpen is quiet for the Otters. Jake Polancic is going to come out and try to earn his 2nd save of the postseason. 17 for 20 in the regular season and save chances. 1-0. This is low. No. In the bottom corner for a strike. 1-1. And I just looked back at Mike Fitcher and some surprise at that call. 1-1 count to Mattis. Eichhorn home. Swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the glove of Estrada. 1-2. Winner gets Quebec on Tuesday to kick off the Frontier League Championship Series. 2-time Frontier League champions, the Otters. They've been to the Championship Series 6 times. 1-2. Inside it. Nearly hit Mattis, who dropped the bat to get out of the way. Appeal to first. Mike Weinstein says he held up, and Steve Brook is irate. Well, the bat fell out of the hand of Mattis. That's a strange call to make, as Mattis dropped the bat trying to get out of the way. And Steve Brook is letting Mike Weinstein at first have it. Brook is going to continue to vent at Mike Weinstein as he walks to the mound to talk with Eichhorn. But I think this visit is more just a yell more at Mike Fitcher. Steve Brooks, he's not talking to Eichhorn. He's turned around and he's just staring off into the distance now. Almost a little bit of a pouting party from Steve Brook. He's just standing, his hands on his hips, and now Mike Fitcher is going to come out, and I imagine Steve Brook is going to argue with him. Steve Brook has his back turned to Mike Fitcher. He doesn't even want to look at him. Now Steve Brook is going to walk back to the Grizzlies dugout. Well, it would have been strike 3 if Mattis was ruled to go around. Pitch inside, and that just kind of flew out of his hands. And it's a tough call for Mike Weinstein, and everyone in the Grizzlies dugout was irate though. So a 2-2 count now, 1 out here in the top of the 9th, 9-7 Otters lead. Pitch on. Low and a full count to Mattis. No, they're okay. Well, there's makeup calls, and that was one. That's strike 3 called, and there's 2 away. Don't love to see a makeup call, but better to happen here in the top of the 9th than the bottom of the 9th. And now the Otters dugout with some words for Mike Fitcher. He's turning around to look at them. That looked way low. 2 outs, nobody on for Justin Felix. What a day for the Otters catcher. 2 for 4, single and a double. Pitch home. Fastball inside, 1-0. Penner, Goodell, Stewart in the 9th. Penner 2 for 4. Goodell's had a great day, 3 for 4. Solo home run started the 8th inning, and Stewart is 1 for 4. He had a 3-run homer last night. 1-0 to Felix. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Otters scored 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 7 in the 5th. The lead now down to just 2. The 1-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball up. Eichhorn looking sharp, 1-2. Four unanswered by Gateway. All the momentum on the Grizzlies side at the moment. Back and forth ball game. The Otters scored 1 in the first to take the lead. Gateway scored 3. Otters answered with 1 in the third before the big 7-run 5th inning. And the Grizzlies got a run across Tim Holdgrafer before he exited in the 7th, and then 3 across in the 8th. 1-2 home. Outside, 2-2 to Felix. Two-two. Check swing by Felix. He went around. And Eichhorn strikes out the side in the 9th. Here we go. Bottom of the 9th. Otters 3 outs away from going to the championship series. Gateway 7. Evansville 9. Grab a stress ball or something. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Welcome back to Grizzlies Ballpark. Bottom of the 9th inning, Evansville 9, Gateway 7. Winner to the Frontier League Championship Series. They've split the first 2 games, Otters winning in a walk-off on Thursday night. Gateway scored 8th in the 8th inning last night to pull away for a 15-5 victory. It all comes down to this bottom of the 9th inning. Jake Polancic came in for the Otters in a jam in the 8th, allowed a base hit to Peter Zimmerman, but then Clint Freeman flied out to end proceedings in the 8th. They'll face Andrew Penner, Kyle Goodell, and DJ Stewart here in the bottom of the 9th. Penner 2 for 4 today. Singled in the second, the third, struck out in the fifth, grounded out in the seventh. Righty on righty matchup, Polancic to Penner. Polancic at the belt and home. Penner taking a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. The biggest pitches of the life for the British Columbia native, Jake Polancic. 0-1. Popped up into left. Back is Myers looking up and off the base of the wall. Penner hustling to second. Myers picks it up and tosses it in. Penner is sliding in safe with a double off the base of the wall. The former Otter in 2021 has found a home in Gateway, and he delivers his third hit of the day with a double off the base of the wall and left. Brings up the veteran Kyle Goodell with a solo home run to right his last time up. He's 3 for 4. Another ready-on-ready matchup for Polancic. Otters lead by 2 here in the ninth. Polancic home. Goodell takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Otters searching for 3 more outs to send them to the championship series. Gateway trying to mount a stunning comeback to get to their second championship in franchise history. 0-1. Fastball inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Goodell. Polancic at the belt. Pitch home. Swing and a miss. Big fastball, 1-2. Nobody out. Runner at second. Bottom of the ninth. Evansville 9, Gateway 7. One-two. Inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fastball missed, in on the hands. Polancic looking into Felix. Heath home. Swing and a miss. No, Felix it bounced out of the glove of Felix. Oh my. Just a piece of it by Goodell, and Felix couldn't squeeze it. It's hard to see until Felix stood up and the ball was lying on the turf. A game of millimeters, and Goodell stays alive. Another 2-2 coming. Polancic home. Swing and a miss. A wipe away slider by Polancic. 1 out. It brings up DJ Stewart. 1 for 4. Singled in the second. Righty third baseman to face Polancic. Mark Vierling, another righty on deck for Gateway. Penner at second. 1 out. 9-7 Evansville. 2 outs from reaching their goal this season, getting to the championship series. Pitch home, popped up by Stewart. Right side, over his Phillips in foul territory, under it, and makes the catch. 2 outs. It comes down to Mark Vierling. 2 for 4, RBI single in the second, base hit and a run in the 8th. Ready shortstop to face Polancic, the Otters, and out away. Polancic on the first base side of the rubber. Deep breath and home. Taking all the way, a strike on the inside corner. A 1 to Vierling. Polancic winds and deals. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Vierling will call time. Feeling back into the batter's box. Polancic is ready at the belt. Oh, to home. Chopped off the end of the bat, foul, and back to the backstop. Polancic at the belt. Kicks and fires. Popped up into right. Baez back at the warning track. He makes the catch! The Evansville Otters are going to the Frontier League Championship Series! Baez making the catch at the wall in right, and the Otters survive, and for the 7th time in franchise history are going to the Frontier League Championship Series. What a ball game. What a last couple hours. The Otters scored 7 in the 5th. Take a 9-3 lead. It felt like a matter of time before the Otters were popping the champagne and heading on a bus to Quebec. But oh boy, it did not come easy. 1 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, a double by Penner, and a swing by Vierling to right. That was oh so close to getting past Baez and over the wall and right to tie the game. Hugs for the Otters in the handshake line. There was not a dog pile, but a brief kind of just group of hugs from the Otters, and relief, shock, and pure joy. And Evansville, after 100 games, is heading to where every team wants to play for, playing for a championship starting on Tuesday. 9-7 is the final tonight, and the Otters will be going to the Frontier League Championship Series. Gateway players, coaches, some of them haven't even left the dugout. Still sitting on the top step stunned, and the Otters, pure joy, thrill. A magical run in this postseason. A Conequiggle walk-off on Thursday at Bosse that no one will ever forget. A 7-run 5th inning and a survival to go on to the championship series, and the Otters will play to try to win their 3rd championship in Frontier League history. Well, I guess we'll try to recap the game tonight. My heartbeat's I'm not sure, it's gonna calm down for a few hours, but the Otters are about to embark on one of the longest bus journeys of their life to Quebec, so I guess I've got time. 9 final totals tonight. Otters 9 runs on 11 hits, 1 error. Gateway 7 runs on 14 hits and no errors. It was an offensive shootout tonight for certain. It was back and forth early, just like it's been really all playoffs for the Otters in all 4 games. Back and forth intense. The Otters scored in the 1st inning for the 4th straight postseason game to start this playoff run. Noah Myers walked. Conequiggle doubled to bring in Myers. 3 runs, though, for Gateway, and it looked like the Grizzlies could run away with things early. Tim Holdgrafer didn't have his best stuff, but got out of that second without more damage after 3 across. Otters added a run in the 3rd. It was again Myers who doubled. Dakota Phillips batted him home to trim the lead to 1, and then a magical 5th inning for the Otters that they will never forget. Myers, guess who? The Frontier League Rookie of the Year started it. He was hit by a pitch. Quiggle walked. Baez brought him home on a fielder's choice, which tied the game, and then a just crazy 2-out rally by Evansville to score 7 runs in the 5th inning. Skinner doubled to take the lead. Reyes had an RBI base hit. Mattis added a single. Felix was part of a big night, an RBI hit. George Khalil with the bases loaded, doubled 2 home. And then Noah Myers, of course, guess who, with an RBI single to top off the 7-run 5th inning. 6 of the 7 runs for the Otters coming across with 2 outs. And 6 straight batters reaching all with 2 outs for the Otters. The 7th inning, 7 runs in the 5th inning. The Otters would only get 1 more hit the rest of the way, and boy, did Gateway, the West Division champions who've been so dominant here at home all season, make it as tense as possible. Got a run across. Peter Zimmerman doubled off Tim Holdgrafer right before Tim exited in the 7th to get a run across. Kyle Goodell, though, really had the spark for the Grizzlies. Solo home run in the 8th. And then with 2 outs, Peter Zimmerman again, 2 RBI base hit. Tying run got on base for Gateway. Jake Polancic came in, got Freeman to fly out, but then the 9th would be full of drama too as Penner doubled. Goodell struck out, Stewart grounded out, and then Mark Vierling flying one to right field, the very short porch and right. Took Baez all the way back to the warning track. Jeffrey reaching up and making the biggest catch of the season and one of the biggest catches of Baez's life in his 12 years of professional baseball. And that, the catch to send the Otters to their 7th Frontier League Championship Series. What a start by Tim Holdgrafer. Certainly can't be overlooked tonight. He will get the win for the Otters. 7 innings pitched, a season-high 112 pitches. 9 hits, 3 earned runs allowed, so he'll get a quality start. 4 runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. But it was just so impressive by Tim to see his resiliency. He started the game off certainly struggling, no doubt about it. Gateway had runners in scoring position the first 3 innings, fell behind in counts, and then Tim found that best stuff that's made him one of the most dominant pitchers in the league. 3rd time through the Gateway lineup, 4 through 6. He struck out 4 batters, allowed just 1 base runner a walk, and ended up finishing 7 innings for a certainly tired Otters bullpen. And Jake Polancic, he's come in clutch so many times this season for the Otters, gets the 4-out save, an inning and a 3rd. And with the weight of the world on Polancic's shoulders, the 4-out save to send the Otters to the championship series. Offensive leaders for the Otters, of course, Noah Myers, Frontier League Rookie of the Year, 2 for 3. 3 runs, 2 RBIs, a double, and a walk. He stole 2 bases as well. Gary Mattis had a nice night. He's had a really good playoffs, 2 for 5 for Mattis. Justin Felix, who's not had a lot of success offensively all year. A night to remember, 2 for 5 for Felix as well. George Khalil had a big 2 RBI base hit, part of a 2 hit and 2 driven in tonight for George Khalil. 9-7, the Otters defeat the Grizzlies in the series decider here tonight in Gateway to move on to the Frontier League Championship Series. It will start on Tuesday night at the Stade Canac in Quebec. We don't have a first pitch time just yet, so stay tuned. The Otters website, social media channels to see what time first pitch will be. My guess is 7:05 Eastern, 6:05 Central, likely sometime around then. Tuesday night from the Stade Canac. We will be there on the Otters Digital Network. We'll be simulcast, of course, as well on Flow Sports if you don't want to watch the broadcast in French. The Otters will play in the championship series for the first time since 2016, try to win their 3rd championship. Games 1 and 2 scheduled for Tuesday and Wednesday night in Quebec, and then championship baseball next week at Bossy Field. You can get your tickets now at EvansvilleOtters.com. It starts Friday night. It's a best-of-5 series, so Otters are only guaranteed 1 home game on Friday. I feel like certainly a good chance, unless there's a sweep, that there'll be at least 1 more on Sunday and possibly a winner-take-all Game 5 Sunday at Bossy Field. Get those tickets, EvansvilleOtters.com. You can call the front office. You can go in to Bossy Field tomorrow as well and pick up your tickets. You're not going to want to miss championship baseball at Bossy Field next weekend. It should be an incredible atmosphere, and I can't wait as the Otters take on the defending champions, the Quebec Capitales, for a championship on the line. Final score tonight, Evansville 9, Gateway 7, the Otters 7 runs in the 5th, and they hold on a frantic late charge by Gateway to win the series decider and go to the Frontier League Championship Series. Just a great job by our entire crew all season, the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Big thanks to everyone here in Gateway. This has been one of my favorite places to visit. Incredible people in the press box do an incredible job, and truly a Class A act from everyone here in Gateway. It's been a blast, and looking forward to seeing the Grizzlies franchise have a lot more success in the future, the West Division champs this season. We will talk to you on Tuesday night from the Stade Canuck in Quebec. Take some deep breaths. I hope your heart rate's calming down by now, because your Evansville Otters are going to the Frontier League Championship Series. For entire Flow Sports and Otters Digital Network crew, Evansville's Director of Communication, Matthew Will, Jared Spear leading things in the press box here in Gateway. I'm Griffin Epstein on the Otters Digital Network. Evansville Otters going to their 7th Frontier League Championship Series. We'll talk to you Tuesday from up north in Canada. Good night